be kicking off for the Atlanta Falcons. And the deep man for the Green Bay Packers, number 25, Harlan Huckleby. So the whistle will be blown momentarily by the referee, Jerry Markbright, who will be underway. Taken at the 2-yard line. After the 10 to the 15 by Lewis. And stopped just shy of the 20-yard line. Now let's take a look at the Green Bay Packers offensively. Lynn Dickey, who of course last week set a season club record with 26 touchdown passes, will be at the throttle despite missing the second half of that game with a concussion. Taking a look at the offensive line, basically an all-veteran group with the exception of the rookie at left guard, David Drexler, the number 2 draft choice out of North Carolina. Packers, after losing to Detroit 23-20 last week in a game they led at halftime 20-3, need to come back here. We'll keep close tabs on that Minnesota-New Orleans game. Minnesota was trailing. Kaufman, the tight end, on the reception out to the 25, across the 30 to the 31-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup and a first down for the Green Bay Packers. Bobby Butler, number 23, made the stop. Let's take a look at the Atlanta defense. And as you will note, in their front 4, 3 are rookies. Andrew Province, Dan Banish, and Mike Pitts, who's their number 1 draft pick. John Rady is a rookie. He's at one of the linebacker positions. Fulton Kuykendall is now in the middle. We had received word that Buddy Curry was going to start at the right side linebacker position, and he is there, but Kuykendall is in the middle. And the secondary, also one rookie there, James Britt, the second-round draft choice from LSU. So Lynn Dickey is looking at 6 rookies starting in the Atlanta defense. First and 10 from the 31-yard line. Packers go to the ground, and the Falcons have been generous in giving up yardage on the ground and virtually no gain on that particular play by Jesse Clark. Call it second down 10 for the Packers at their 30-yard line. Bart Starr using running backs to shuttle his plays out. The fullback in this case. Clark has run the football well, though he has been troubled somewhat by a turf toe. Lynn Dickey going long to James Lofton. Packer first down at the 32. We welcome all those of you who have been watching the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears. That's 3 victories in a row for Mike Ditka's team. Our game just underway here in Atlanta. The Packers took the opening kickoff, and a result of that long throw, they have a first down at the 32-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. 38 yards on the toss from Dickey to Lofton.
It appeared that Lofton split the zone between the 2 deep safeties, Pride Moore and James Britt. Shouldn't be able to do that, Frank.
Dickey sending Lofton wide to the right side. Jefferson flank to the left. A handoff. The inside handoff that time to Gary Lewis, number 81. Who was one of the Packer tight ends who this week it was announced signed with the new league, the United States Football League, the Chicago team, which surprised a few folks, including Bart Starr.
Bart was really shook up about it yesterday. Had no idea. The day off was Tuesday. Guy goes to Chicago and comes back signing with the Chicago Blitz. The one thing I know for sure, Frank, 2 things you can tell a pro football player. 1, he's overworked, and 2, he's underpaid. They believe it.
Absolutely. Pick up a 4 on the play. It'll be second down 6. Packers trying to pick up some yardage on the ground. And the Falcons thus far playing it pretty tough. That's the fullback Mike Meade, number 39, second-year man, who broke his leg early last season and was lost for the year, but he's come on nicely with the problems the Packers have had. I don't think there's a team in the National Football League that's been beset more with injury problems in Green Bay. Third down, Packers looking at 3. They're at the 24-yard line of Atlanta. Jefferson in motion. Dickey on the handoff, and that will go for big yardage. Down to the 15-yard line, and more than enough for the first down. Is Jesse Clark, number 33, who's been a big surprise for Bart Starr's team this year.
Really well executed draw play here. Now you see Lindicky dropping back. See the fullback 33 coming around. Larry McCarron, 54, coming up in the hole. Number 31 up leading in. Got a block on Buddy Curry, number 50. Nice play, nice play. Make the tackle. That's it. They made the tackle, first down, and moving the ball.
Packers with a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line of the Falcons. Jefferson to the right, Lofton to the left. Gary Ellis, the lone setback, looking to throw for Lofton. Great leaping catch for the touchdown. As we said in the tease at the top of the show, nobody does it better than these two.
Nice drop back pass. He's going to the corner to the left of your screen. Now watch him drop back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plant. Turn to his left. Lay it up high. He's one-on-one. Now Lofton's one-on-one out there. 6'3" against 5'11". He beats him to the corner. Touchdown. Boy, there's nobody any better at doing that.
Boy, he is a fine, fine leaper, among other things. In addition to having great speed, many, of course, consider him the best all-around athlete in the National Football League. By an 80-yard opening drive by the Packers as Jan Stenerud hammers home the extra point. And the Packers looking very impressive, taking the opening kickoff and marching 80 yards, use up more time on the clock.
Take some of the heat off the defense because they've had so many injuries. You know, and they're playing with their 4th defensive nose guard today in Darryl Skogstad.
Eddie Garcia is the number 2 place kicker doing the honors, and Gerald Riggs at the goal line. Riggs out to the 10, 15, ahead at the 20, spins forward to about the 23-yard line. Well, for those of you who may be in hibernation and haven't seen it, one more time, last week's unbelievable touchdown catch by Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Look at him throw this ball now way up in the air. See the trajectory? Look at it come way up there. It's going to go up there in the clouds. Now it's coming down. Watch Billy. He's falling down. He gets up. Look at him get up off the ground right there. See him, number 81. He picks it up. Now he takes off, heading to his right. Here he goes. He looks like he's going to walk in. He gets tackled. Now here's the debate. Did he score? We'll take a look at it after this play.
From another angle, maybe gives you a little better shot at that. First and 10 Falcons from their 21-yard line, and no one's surprised at all that Atlanta is going to go on the ground. Take a look at that game-winning play again from another angle.
See to the left of your screen now. Watch 81. He'll appear again. Here's from the NFL films. You know, he's going to look like he's got a walk-in right now, but here comes a tackle off to the left of your screen. He's going to come in and tackle him from behind. There he goes right there. Now he dives for the end zone. Does he score? Hips are down right there. Shoulders are down. He's trying to get the ball over the plane. It appears to me that he didn't score, but the officials had a better angle. They called it a touchdown.
2nd down, 6. Andrews trying to get around the left side to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3, and now welcome from Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil. Those of you watching the Minnesota-New Orleans game, and Packer fans have to be rejoicing because with the Saints beating the Vikings, if the Packers win this game today, they will move into a first-place tie once again in the NFC Central. Nobody wants to win that division.
Nobody does. You know, that division has been like that for a few years now, and if you're the best football team in that division, it's time to prove it in these next few ball games.
Third down. Atlanta needs 3 for the first down. From their 30-yard line, the handoff, Andrews. Penalty marker is down. He picked up enough for the first down. And welcome also to those of you who watched a very exciting football game in Washington as the Eagles went down to defeat for the 7th straight time, but gave the Redskins a battle. 28-24. Washington wins it to stay pace of Dallas in that tight race in the NFC East.
Illegal formation, offense.
We're in Atlanta. Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil to bring you up to date. The Packers took the opening kickoff, drove 80 yards for a touchdown with Lynn Dickey hitting James Lofton for a 15-yard scoring pass. And this is Atlanta's first offensive possession. They're going without their starting quarterback, Steve Bartkowski, who's out with an injury.
Illegal formation. 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Offense. 3rd down.
So the penalty against the Falcons will move the ball back to the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 9 for Atlanta.
You notice last time, 3rd and 3, sometimes a passing situation. Morawski went ahead and ran the ball. I think they'll take pressure off his passing all through the ball game, especially early in the ball game, until he gains his confidence.
Mike Murawski making his first start as a pro. He is understudied Steve Bartkowski for 5 years, former 6th-round draft choice out of Cal Davis. Murawski trying to get the pass away, setting up the screen, and the pass is incomplete. Pretty good rush.
Great pressure by Ezra Johnson. You know, he's one of the better pass rushers in the league, or he has been in the past. Right now, he has 9.5 sacks leading the Green Bay squad, so he can put heat on the quarterback.
And did that time, and that's an area that the Packers have needed help in, certainly. That front line of theirs has taken a lot of abuse. Giacomaro to do the punting. And Phillips. Big rush, and it's almost blocked. Got the kick away. Epps at the 38, 40. Blaine Geisen, number 34, who made the stop back at the 35-yard line. That's where the Packers will put it in play. They lead. Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil in Atlanta. Packers have the football. 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. In that first 80-yard drive, Lynn Dickey was 3 out of 3 for 64 yards. With 2 of the completions to Lofton. He had a 38-yard shot to Lofton. And then the shorter pass to Lofton for the touchdown. Atlanta has the youngest defense in the National Football League. Dan Henning told us yesterday you may see as many as 7 rookies on the field defensively at one time. Mike Meade, the fullback, on the carry, and he is shoved out of bounds at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Now for an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Frank, you've got James Lofton working for the Green Bay Packers, and the New York Jets finally shook Wesley Walker free for a long one. Richard Todd to Walker, and the Jets were a winner today easily. Their record now 6-7, the same as the New England Patriots. Let's go back to Frank and Dick.
Well, I would say, Dick, a little too late for the Jets, huh?
Yeah, well, it's a little late, but they still want to finish real strong and get that confidence back and playing football like they're capable of, so they open the season strong next year.
Our score is 7-0. Packers lead the Falcons. 2nd down, 10. Green Bay at its 35. Lynn Dickey going over the middle and completing the pass to Paul Compton, just short of the first down marker at the 44-yard line. A 9-yard pickup on the play, one of the more underrated tight ends in all of pro football.
Now watch this. This is an option screen. He's going to throw the ball either downfield to the tight end or to the screen people to the right. He elected to go to the tight end in the middle there, Kaufman, because the linebackers flowed with the screen. Kuykendall makes the play, number 54.
One of your old UCLA players.
Fine football player, outstanding young man, and I'll tell you, I love to watch him play because you know he's going to play intense football, and he's playing a little bit banged up today.
Got a bad shoulder, and we were told he wasn't going to start, but he's in there. 3rd down. Packers need 1 for the first down. They sent Jerry Lewis in motion. Huckabee, who was in there trying to cut back. He does. Got it up for the first down and takes it to the 48-yard line. Harlan Huckabee. Of course, the Packers have lost Eddie Lee Ivory, and the Falcons, as you're probably aware, have lost Alfred Jenkins. Both of them gone for what was termed personal reasons and will not rejoin their clubs for the remainder of the season. That's a first down. Packers with the ball at their 49-yard line. Both of these teams during the year have been able to move the football, and neither really has stopped the other club very well.
A 30 defense, Frank.
Dickey with a nice fake. Here's it out to Lofton at the goal line. Pass interference. Packers 1st and goal at the 1. James is saying, you didn't think you're going to get away with that.
No, they tripped him. They did trip him. He's going to run a post pattern off play action. Now, watch the quarterback make a fake inside, see? He's going to fake inside to hold the linebackers and try to keep the free safety at home. Now, at the top of your screen, you see Lofton, one-on-one on Butler. See him up there at the corner of the screen now? Post pattern. Now watch the safety, 27, Clytemore coming in there. Now watch him trip him right there. He trips him. Puts him down, pass interference.
That'll go as a 50-yard penalty, not a pass reception, of course, for Lofton.
Well, that's it. Boy, I hate that penalty. That's too many yards for a penalty.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Packers already leading 7-0, and Huckabee runs into a stone wall at the line of scrimmage.
See, that last play action they ran froze the safety, Pridemore, and prevented him from getting down in that hole where he belonged to make that play, Frank. That's his responsibility, not so much on the play of that corner, Bobby Butler.
Mike Meade, the fullback, comes into the huddle with the next play from scrimmage. A surprise we're not seeing Ellison here right now. We haven't heard anything was wrong with him. But they're running Huckleby at the tailback spot.
Huckleby's a little better to run outside with. They might be planning to go outside.
Second and goal. Dickey going to try to run it in. And does. Touchdown.
That is a run-pass option, but not that type of run option. He's going to make a fake inside to freeze the pass coverage. See, there's a man assigned to him. He makes a little token fake. He comes out with the option run or pass. You can see the Kaufman, number 82, out there. Now he's going to just take it in. And Dickey's not the guy you normally want running the football down there.
I wouldn't think so.
He's been hurt so many times he wears a red cross on the practice field.
64-yard drive as the Packers continue to move the ball impressively. Perhaps they got word of that Minnesota score early. Flags down before Stenerud hammers the extra point try home, and we'll get a penalty here. Speaking of Jan Stenerud, yesterday was his 41st birthday, and I understand they gave him a birthday cake.
They gave him a birthday cake in the early morning meetings before they flew out of Green Bay, and the squad really respects this guy, and he is a leader and has been an outstanding kicker. Can you imagine in the National Football League being 41 years old?
He's the number 2 all-time scorer in the history of pro football to George Blanda, and needs only 4 field goals to reach Blanda's record.
Number 79, defense. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. The try for point will go now.
Blanda kicked 335 field goals during his career, and before this year is out, looks like Jan Stenerud will hold that record.
One more, he kicks, what, 1 per day for a year, right?
That's it. Extra point try now by Stenerud. It's good. So the Packers jump out to an early lead. Eddie Garcia, who is the heir apparent to the shoes of Jan Stenerud, once that trusty old leg of Stenerud's is retired, which may be never.
I think they're just going to gold plate it, Frank.
Might very well.
Get to 50, that's what they have to do.
He looked so impressive in training pre-season that they had to keep him. This one comes down to the near side of the field. Kenny Johnson, the defensive back, makes it out to the 25 and is bounced out of bounds. Let's bring you up to date on scores throughout the National Football League. Tampa Bay beat Houston, so the Alders now have the dubious distinction of being the worst team in professional football.
And the number 1 pick.
And the number 1 pick, so there's some consolation there. Cleveland running roughshod over Baltimore. It's a baseball score or football score?
I don't know.
Giants with a safety on the Raiders, and Kansas City leading Seattle in the first, 7-0. Our score, 14-0. Packers off to an early lead. The Falcons going with their backup quarterback, Mike Murawski. First and 10 from the 23. Big rush on Murawski, gets the pass away and completes it over the middle, and that'll be very, very close to a first down. That's Cox, the tight end, Arthur Cox, who is a free agent rookie from Texas Southern. Murawski stood in there pretty strong.
Yes, he did. He went back there, looked off the defense to the left. See him looking to the left. Now watch him turn to the right and throw the little delay to the tight end, Cox, 88, right over the middle. Now comes Scott, 55, who has been injured and hadn't been playing. Missed the tackle right there. Somebody else comes in and finishes him off.
They did get enough for the first down. It'll be first and 10 Atlanta at its 33-yard line. William Andrews, the sole setback. Dan Hennings, one-back offense. Andrews out to about the 37-yard line. You know, you look at Andrews, as we did yesterday at the locker room facilities, he doesn't look as big in person as he does in a football uniform.
Frank, I sat next to him on a stool in the locker room and visited with this young man. His wife just had a baby boy. That's their second son. They had a baby boy Friday. He missed practice, in fact. But you stand next to him and you say, how can this guy be as big and strong, as powerful as he appears when he runs the football? Because he isn't that big. I'll bet you, at best, he's 203 pounds, about 5'11", stretched.
Second down, 7. In addition to running it well, you watch him block sometimes. Andrews trying to find a hole over the left side, gets a couple of yards, and that's it. If he's blocking, he's not running the football for you. Maybe that's your first mistake.
He is just so powerful. But I'll tell you the key to that play right there. Bo Robinson moved in motion. He's their, what they call their H-back. He moved across and he blocked Douglas and put him on his back. Great contact.
Andrews already above 1,000 yards rushing, but the Falcon running game has been suffering for the last 3 weeks. As a team, they haven't gone over 100 yards. They have a 3rd down, 4 upcoming. Nose of the football, just shy of the Atlanta 40.
They'll find a way to get the ball to Billy White shoes. You watch.
Morosky on the sprint out. Gonna keep it. 40, 45, got the 1st down and out of bounds.
That's the one thing he can add in terms of a dimension to the offense, Frank. Watch him start straight back. Start straight back. Now turn. He's going to reverse pivot and start on his delayed roll. See the offensive lineman coming with him right there? Jeff Van Oat, number 57, out there to lead him. He has option runner pass. He's going to run.
You know, Dan Henning told us yesterday, I thought it was a great line. He said he doesn't have Bartkowski's arm, but he doesn't have Bartkowski's legs either.
That's right.
And he's a lot faster, and he's a lot more mobile than Bartkowski. So you lose some and you gain some. 1st down at the 46. Morosky to throw. Going long. Airs it out downfield at the 15-yard line. And not quite enough. Is trying to catch up to it. Stacey Bailey, number 82, the Falcons wide receiver. And here's a case of a young man, perhaps, who hasn't been working with him as often as he might in practice, and the timing just a little bit off.
Well, I don't think the timing was off in that as much as he just overthrew him a little bit. Maybe a little bit too pumped up right now, a little bit too much adrenaline, and he just threw it a little too hard. But Stacey Bailey, with that great speed, went right by Tim Lewis. Now, there's 2 very fine, quality young football players.
Morosky fired it today. Hasn't taken a snap from center in a regular season NFL game since the regular season finale against New Orleans last year. On 2nd and 9, Andrews. Close to the 1st down. And into Green Bay territory at the 44-yard line. William Andrews picking up 9 yards on that play.
This was a nice draw play. Now watch Van Oat take the, see, there's a stunt run. He picks up the stunt. Now he comes through there. Look at that big horse running up in there. He appears to be bigger than he really is, but he has that great power. He has the power of a 235-pound fullback, yet he weighs about 203.
Now,
they list him bigger.
You might explain what a stunt is for the uninitiated.
Well, the stunt, the nose guard took off and ran a stunt to his left, a angle charge to his left, and the other defensive lineman, in that case, Brian Braggs, came on around behind him, and Jeff Van Oat, the old KG center, only has 15 years in this league, picked it up superbly.
That's enough for a 1st down. Atlanta 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Andrews now with 5 carries for a total of 23 yards. Morosky on the rollout. Throws it on the run, intended for Bailey, but out of bounds. Pretty good throw on the run. That thing went 45, 50 yards in the air by Morosky.
This Bailey kid, you know, he's only been starting for about 5 or 6 games, but he catches a touchdown every 6.7th pass thrown to him so far, with 5 touchdown receptions in 38 catches. Can you believe that?
It's a little hard to believe. He's had a very good year. And of course, they've been minus not only Jenkins, but Alfred Jackson as well. They're 2 starting receivers. Denver-San Diego game in progress out on the West Coast. There in the 1st period, and tied at 7 apiece. Again, our score, 14-0. Packers lead it in the opening period. 2nd and 10, Atlanta at the Green Bay 44. Morosky trying to evade the rush, hangs in there tough, gets it away, overthrows it, tipped in the air, and let's see, incomplete. Looks like the Packers had a cinch interception there.
Real loose zone defense being played there. The ball got tapped in the air, and Mike Douglas Darnier got underneath it. Now watch the zone defense. You got to see the very little rush. You're only rushing 3 people, so they have extra linemen. Now he throws it down there. It goes over the top into the defender. This many times will be picked up. No, it was not intercepted.
Not this time, and one of the Packers was shaken up on the play. We'll be back in just a moment. 9 seconds left in the 1st quarter. It was Tim Lewis who almost had the interception here.
Yeah, he batted the ball in the air. Then Mike Douglas, number 53, came in there. They collided and put Tim Lewis out of the ball game temporarily.
Now Lewis able to get up and walk off under his own power. As we go back to play, 3rd and 10 Atlanta at the 44 of Green Bay. Morosky going long for Junior Miller. target.
Morawski had a lot of pressure on him that time. In fact, Ezra Johnson knocked him down right as he threw the football.
Mike Jolly was back defending. He just came into the game when Lewis went out.
That's right. Nickel defense. Now you can see a 4-man rush now rather than the 3-man rush. Now he's there. Now he disappears. He's on the ground. Tried to get the corner pattern there to the big Junior Miller, who has been a starter, isn't starting any longer. Number 1 draft pick in 1980.
You wonder what happened to Junior.
Well, what happened to him, he was bright enough to play 2 positions, the H-back and the tight end. So the rookie played the tight end, and he played both positions, and now he's second string at both spots.
Ralph Giacomo gets a low snap from center and slips as he got the punt away. Takes an Atlanta roll nevertheless, and will be blown dead around the 13. Giacomo really slipped and didn't get all of that one, but it worked out fairly well for the Falcons, but they give up the football to the quick strike Green Bay Packers, who lead Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Green Bay Packers have the football, the 1st and 10 at their 13-yard line, and lead it by a score of 14-0. This rookie-dominated defense has been shredded so far by Lynn Dickey. They've run the ball well. There's Gary Ellis. We were talking about Gary being absent from the scene a few moments ago. Started the season as the fullback with Eddie Lee Ivory playing the tailback, and then with Ivory's departure was switched to tailback and turned out to be a pretty good runner.
Oh, he's a good football player. Of course, a free agent from the Los Angeles Rams, but he has proven himself as a quality player for Green Bay over the last couple of years, and they're just feel real fortunate to have a guy with the kind of ability that can move from fullback to tailback.
Packers have already had 6 running backs in the lineup here in the first quarter. He's using the running backs to shuttle in plays, among other things. There's a whistle and a flag, and see if Atlanta was drawn offside.
You know, Atlanta has changed the last few series on first down and played a 30 defense, meaning 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers.
Defense.
Rather than the 4 defensive linemen.
See if we can pick it up here. First we'll get the call from Jerry
Encroachment,
Montfort.
number 72, defense, first down.
It's against Province, one of the rookies in there.
You know how they jump? Watch the left of the screen here, number 72. Watch him jump. No movement by the ball or anything. Bang. You know what makes him do that? He's listening to the quarterback's cadence. And some quarterbacks are really good at calling that exaggerated cadence and barking at him and pulling him off.
That has been hurt by penalties. Ellis for 2, maybe 3 over the right side. That's the 4th penalty on the Falcons in the opening period. They've been penalized a total of 65 yards. The costly one, of course, was the 50-yard interference penalty.
And really, you know, they've come into this ball game, after all the games they've played, the 4th least penalized team in football.
Denver, San Diego is starting to score some points in that contest. And the Chargers lead it 14-7. 2nd and 8. Meade. Mike Meade gets enough for the first down. Fine second effort.
The draw play's hurting him. Now you watch Meade to the left of your screen. Slide to the quarterback. He's going to hand it to him right there. Now the linemen are blocking out at the point of attack. See him right there? He's up through the hole. Does a nice job with a stiff arm, which you don't see that used very much anymore. Nice job, Mike Meade. You don't see that old-fashioned stiff arm used much anymore.
You're right. 5th-round draft choice out of Penn State last year, and as we said, suffered a broken leg early in the season last year, lost the whole year. But Mark Starr has been pleased with his progress. 1st and 10, Packers at their 35-yard line. Dickey again with a nice fake, has Lofton wide open at the 50-yard line to the 45 and down to the 43, and it's very obvious they are having a terrible time covering James Lofton.
No question. They were up bump and run that time. I thought they were going to go 2 deep zone, but the play action froze everybody, froze the safeties, crossing pattern. Now here's that guy isolated one-on-one on little Butler. I tell you, I wouldn't cover him one-on-one all the time like that.
Little Butler shaking up on that play.
Now watch the play action. See, they're blocking like run right there. Just give them a little play action. Nice job there. Good job by 61, David Drexler.
So injury timeout here is the Atlanta trainer, Jerry Ray, out to take a look at Bobby Butler, who was shaken up on the play, and we'll be back. Bobby Butler, the Falcon cornerback, being led from the field, suffered what appeared to be a shoulder injury, maybe a pinched nerve, trying to tackle Lofton. 21-yard pickup on that pass play. Lofton has now caught 3 for 74 yards here in the opening period, and Dickey is 5 out of 5 for 94 yards.
He's starting out like the last time we saw him in the league opener against Houston. Remember what he went? 18 straight or 17 straight?
Yep, forward on their first 2 offensive possessions. This is their third. They have a first down at the Atlanta Falcons 44-yard line as we open the second period. Dickey has just been perfect. And again going long to Lofton, and Lofton makes a diving catch at the 3. What is he doing to get so open?
They were in a dog coverage that time, shooting the linebackers, leaving the corner one-on-one with no safety help, and that is really tough on this guy. Look at him. He's having a field day. Now watch, there's a linebacker 50, Buddy Curry to the left of your screen. See him coming in there? Running back picks him up nicely right there. Gary Ellis. Now he lays it up deep. He's one-on-one. Here he is. Earl Jones, number 3 draft choice, one-on-one on this guy, and that is, look at that catch. Wasn't that a beauty? He's trying to get in the end zone. Look at that, Frank.
Earl Jones, the young man, just came in to replace Butler, who was injured.
I'm not sure I'd want to go in, Frank.
First and goal to go from the 3-yard line. Packers are on a roll right now as they try to push it into the end zone. Number 33 on that particular carry. Didn't quite get it there, Jesse Clark.
As soon as you commit those linebackers, you eliminate underneath coverage. You force those corners to play one-on-one. And on James Lofton and John Jefferson, boy, your corners have to be good. Or that dog better get there. That red dog, those linebackers better get there and put him down before he throws the football.
Second and goal to go from the 2-yard line. Dickey, flag is down. Dickey got time to throw it. Hits Meade at the goal line. And Meade did not get in, but there was a penalty marker thrown at the start of the play. And the walk-off will be against the Green Bay Packers.
You want to see a nice play. You should see what this little safety does, Tom Pridemore for Atlanta. He's just a little guy. You'll see him pick up in the screen. See him following the man in motion, 27. You'll see him just in a second. He'll appear to the left of your screen. He lays it out here. Now watch this little guy come up and hit him. Watch his tackle. This guy, he's just a sawed-off little guy.
Illegal
Look
motion.
at that hit.
Number 82
That's a flying tackle.
offense. Second down.
Paul Kaufman, the tight end, was in motion.
Watch this Pridemore now. This is how young high school players ought to tackle. Shoulder, pads square, forehead up, feet apart. Come on, look at him tracking down right there. Boom. See the helmet stay up? That's critical in fundamental tackling. Nice job there, Pridemore. He's a big deer hunter. Yesterday he had the camouflage stuff on.
That's right. Ball, the 5-yard penalty, moved back to the 7. It is second and goal from the 7. Dickey to Kaufman, touchdown. Lynn Dickey with the touchdown strike. That's his second touchdown pass, and he is run for 1.
Well, he was isolated on a linebacker there, believe it or not, because of the coverage. He's just going to pedal back now. See him pedal back, turn to his left, and throw the strike. It was a combination pattern between the wide receiver coming in and him breaking out flat to the flag. He gets it in there on John Raid, the young rookie linebacker from Boise State. Smart's feeling better already.
I imagine. So nice going to Kaufman.
Here's the skier.
Jan Stenerud to try the extra point. By the way, Lofton has now gone over 1,000 yards receiving for the year. With the great first quarter he's had, he's at 1,037 on the year.
He came in leading the league with average per catch of 22.5 yards per catch. That's a pretty good, that's a heck of a
kickoff for the Green Bay Packers, and it's beginning to be the start of a very long afternoon for the Atlanta Falcons. As the Packers have scored on their first 3 offensive possessions, they have driven 80 yards, 64 yards, and 86 yards. So it hasn't necessarily been all one big play. Danny Johnson, 5, 15, 20. Fumble up on the far sideline around the 28-yard line, and the Packers are indicating that they got it. But the official is indicating, I believe, otherwise. It will be Atlanta's ball.
They don't need that. They have enough problems right now. Here he comes. He puts it underneath. He's heading straight up to get behind the wedge. See the lead blockers now. Gerald Riggs, 42. See Ronnie Lee, number 70, doing a super job up in front of him. He gets stripped out right there. That was a recovery. The officials blew that. Now you can see this ball pop out right there. See it stripped out there? See it? Now it's in the air. I think that was a fumble and should have been given to Green Bay.
Unless it hit the out-of-bounds marker there before the ruling was out of bounds when he recovered it. Falcons 1st and 10 at their 27-yard line, trying to get something going. Here's Billy Whiteshoes on the reverse. Back to about the line of scrimmage, and the little man is upended.
You know, they have a problem right now because they really don't have the catch-up type quarterback in there. You know, they figured, well, we have Morawski. We'll go ahead and run the ball and maintain control, get our points, and win it that way. But when you're down 21-0, you got to throw that philosophy out.
Out of the West Coast right now, the New York Giants and the LA Raiders are in the second period.
Who hit the home run?
Giants still leading by the margin of that safety. Our score 21-0 as the Packers have jumped out.
Unbalanced line by Atlanta Falcons. Very different formation.
On 2nd and 10, they give to Andrews. Well, the handoff remains the same. Now, they play that unbalanced very often.
They use it as a change-up, and they take their right tackle, number 66, Warren Bryant, and move him over to the left side of the formation, outside Mike Ken. So they have 2 tackles on one side of the ball, and it forces you to move your defense over, but you can't move your secondary because your tight end is still on the other side of the formation. So they have 2 receivers to one side.
What's the advantage?
Well, they control your perimeter. They control your run force by your 2 safeties that way. If I had time, I could really show you.
We'll look at it a little bit later on. 3rd down and 4 for the Falcons at their 33-yard line. Morawski over the middle to Whiteshoes. 40-45. Billy Whiteshoes out to the 48-yard line. This man has become one of the most popular football players in the history of the Atlanta Falcons here over the space of the last couple of years.
Now watch Mike McCrowski. He's going to drop back here, pedal back now. He knows what he's going to do with the football. He's looking to his right. He's waiting for Billy Whiteshoes to check down and come underneath. There he is underneath the coverage. See that? Now he's right there. Come on, Billy. Cumbie was going to try to... Look at that. He just about made him miss. This Billy Whiteshoes is such a pleasant guy to visit with, and I've taken more heat from him for him not being an Eagle than probably any player in the National Football League.
Well, you had your chance, didn't you?
Not very bright.
Along with a lot of people. 1st down, Falcons at their 49. Morawski goes off to Andrews. Hey, one guy saw that thing coming was Johnny Gray, number 24, the safety, who really came up in Andrews' face.
Yeah.
It was Johnson instead of Andrews, obviously.
He's just going to drop back right here. Read the coverage. See him drop. He's looking to his right. He's checking downfield, and he has Billy Johnson just sitting out there. Now, this is just like a running play. Thrown behind the line of scrimmage, but it's a one-on-one situation with Johnny Gray, rather than running a running back from behind the line of scrimmage. He makes him miss. There he goes. 37, Mark Murphy comes up and makes the play.
Morawski is 3 out of 8 for 28 yards. He's looking at a 2nd and 8 from the Green Bay Packer 49. And with the team desperately in need of some points. Morawski, sideline throw. Nice move by Bailey. Stacey Bailey. That is good for another 1st down inside the 35-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. They will spot it at the 32. And John Anderson made the stop. He's a shifty little guy.
Right. Stacey Bailey did a real nice job here to the right of the screen. You're going to see this. They were dogging the linebackers up inside that are picked up nicely. Gerald Riggs, 42, picks him up. But the key to the pattern was Stacey Bailey coming back to the ball. See him? He was coming right back to the ball, and Mark Lee missed the tackle. He's darn near gets loose right there. Gray comes on over there, and then John Anderson finishes him off. Beautifully run pattern by Stacey Bailey.
First serious drive of the afternoon by the Falcons. Drove a 1st down at the Packer 32-yard line. Morawski, all kinds of time. Comes back with it to Gerald Riggs. 35-30. Riggs near the 25 is finally knocked out of bounds by Tim Lewis, who has come back into the game, number 26. Out of the Packers secondary. Here's Riggs, number 1 draft pick a couple of years ago out of Arizona State. Giants to the Raiders. We've had a score change, and the Raiders have scored a touchdown in the second period and lead New York by a count of 7-2. Our score, in case you joined us late, Packers 21, Falcons nothing. We've got 8:52 left to play in the 1st half, and Atlanta threatening here with a 2nd and 4 at the 25-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. Morawski to Andrews, and Andrews plows forward to the 20. He should have enough for the 1st down. This Green Bay Packer defense has given up an average of 416 yards per game. That is the worst in the National Football League.
That's a lot of yards, but Bart never had the opportunity all through training camp, at any time, preseason games, to put the defense together. They were always injured, and then Butler, of course, jumped ship on them and went to the USFL, their #1 defensive lineman. The defensive linemen that they had in camp were all banged up. You can see by the stats right here that they're in trouble defensively.
And there's Bart Starr. They're concerned right now because Atlanta moving the football on the Packers. First down at the 20. Murawski looking, goes to the near sideline. Got Bailey inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. And he is nailed there by George Cumby, the right inside linebacker, number 52.
You can see he's going to drop back now. He would have liked to have thrown the ball deep to the left corner. See him looking to the left corner, but he couldn't get it there, so he threw it to the control route underneath. See, now he's up there in a one-on-one running situation. Cumby, number 52, comes out and makes the play.
It's interesting how a quarterback finds a guy that he is comfortable with. And right now, Murawski appears to be comfortable with Bailey. Second down, 4. From the 14-yard line to the Green Bay Packers. And they'll try to run it. Everyone has run against Green Bay this year, so the strategy going in was to give Andrews a lot of carries.
Now, yes, the lead back, the motion man coming. You see nice blocks by the two linemen. See the block on number 59, Anderson. Nice kick-out block right there. He turns up in there. Look at the power. Gets those shoulder pads down low underneath the tackler. He keeps it moving. William Andrews.
First and goal from the 6-yard line. Seems like Murawski's settling down a little bit. Might be a little nervous at the outset.
Well, it wasn't his fault that the Green Bay Packers scored those touchdowns. So
that's true.
He wasn't on the field.
Andrews has carried the ball 8 times for 44 yards here in the first half. First and goal from the 6-yard line. And Murawski wants a timeout.
You know, this is something you see more this year in the National Football League, I think, than ever before because of the complex formations. Every once in a while you're finding that the people are lining up improperly and the quarterback is having to use one of his time.
Who carry just 2 quarterbacks on their roster, and with Bartkowski down with a knee, their backup man, their emergency man, is their wide receiver Floyd Hodge. Should something happen to Murawski, Hodge would come on to quarterback. That's almost the unthinkable. First and goal, Atlanta, from the Green Bay Packers 6-yard line. Murawski on the rollout. Looks in the end zone, and that is an easy 6 points to William Andrews. Murawski on the sprint out, finding Andrews wide open in the end zone.
You can watch now. Andrews is going to go in motion to the right. It's a no-back attack now. There's no back in the backfield. The coverage is a little bit confused. The linebacker shifted over. C-55 sitting in there now. Randy Scott moved. Now watch him sprint. He's being chased down from behind, but nobody picked up the coverage guy right there. See him? The coverage guy rather slipped. That's what happened. I didn't see that. William Andrews out there one-on-one, and the man covering him fell down in the soft turf. Right?
Mick Luckhurst is the place-kicking specialist for the Atlanta Falcons, and he hammers that one through, and the Falcons are on the scoreboard with 6 minutes and 24 seconds left to play in the opening half. Head coach Dan Henning of the Falcons talking with his offensive unit, and quarterback Mike Murawski. Been a long year for Dan Henning, one of 8 new head coaches, and not many of them this year have had winning records. John Robinson?
Well, there's 1 of them even, 5 of them losing, and 2 winning.
Who's the other one? The other one, John Robinson?
And Coach K. Stevenson in Buffalo.
That's right. Falcons ready to kick off. Onside kick? What do you think?
No. It looked like it there for a second. Beautiful kick. Really hit that one nicely.
Huckleby downs it in the end zone, and the Packers will take over at the 20-yard line.
Mick Luckhurst really hit that one a ton.
Well, you've got to believe the Falcons have had some time to think about during that last drive what to do with this Green Bay offense. Lynn Dickey at this point is 7 out of 7 for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Lofton has caught 4 balls for 115 yards and a touchdown. That's not bad for a quarter and a half.
That's not too bad, and I'll tell you, the trouble is he's capable of keeping, just keeping that going if they don't get him covered up either with, a linebacker in the space or roll up the corner on him and back him up with the safety. So 2-on-1.
Dickey's going to put in a request for us to do all the Packer games. After we had it in Houston, we won like 18 out of 18. Off to Mike Mead. Up upended at the 20-yard line. No gain on that play. Buddy Curry, number 50, along with Andrew Province making the stop. Again, bringing you up to date on other scores around the National Football League. The late starting games, Kansas City leading Seattle 14-7 out in the Kingdome. San Diego, 2 touchdown passes from Dan Fouts to Kellen Winslow. He's back.
He's back.
Yep.
That's good. That's good for football to have that guy back in the league.
And the Rams leading Buffalo in the second period, 7-0. We have a second down, 9. Packers at the 21-yard line. Falcons suddenly coming to life with that touchdown drive. We got a flag. Looked like one of the Falcons may have jumped offside. And Ellis on the carry tries to get outside and finds absolutely nothing there, running into rookie linebacker John Rady, number 59.
I think the defensive end jumped offsides.
Offside against Atlanta is the preliminary indication.
I think old Jeff Yates, the most experienced defender, jumped offsides.
Here's the call from Jerry Markbright.
Offside, number 79, defense, second down.
How about that? Yates has been there 12 years, and the other 3 guys are rookies.
Yes, and he jumps outside. You know, he's a defensive captain. He took his starting assignment over from Claude Humphrey in 1978 when Claude Humphrey retired. What a break that was for me, because Claude Humphrey ended up with the Eagles and really helped us become a good football team. What a great leader he was.
Gave you some great productive years.
Yes, he did.
Second down, 4 now for the Packers at their 26-yard line. Kaufman in motion. Dickey straight back to throw again for Lofton. And this one is picked off. Picked off by the Atlanta Falcons, Jones. And Jones, Earl Jones, who has come in for the injured Bobby Butler, runs it back to the 22.
You can see a little play action there, and he threw it. It was underneath coverage. See, he throws it over the top of the defender right there, and Earl Jones came inside out on the ball, dissected it, did a heck of a nice job, and he's the backup left corner right now. Real nice job by Earl Jones. Here's James Britt, the safety. You see him, number 26. Now see him now drive underneath it. Look at him go take that ball. A super job by Earl Jones.
Jones, 4th-year veteran, and now the Falcons with a great opportunity and a first down at the Green Bay Packer 22-yard line. They go with the end around to Bo Robinson at the 33 on his first carry of the day. He is the so-called H-back in the lineup, the one that moves quite a bit.
Bo Robinson was drafted by Detroit as a running back. We brought him through Philadelphia and worked him out. He's put on about 15 to 20 pounds playing this position. He says, you know what, Coach, I'm blocking everybody now. I just need that bulk around me.
Sure.
That's what he said. Yeah, anyway, probably eating a little better now that he's got a steady job, too.
Pickup of 2 on the play. It's 2nd and 8 from the 20. Bailey to the left side. Hodge to the right. White Shoes in motion. Andrews up the middle. 10-5 touchdown. Bolt of power up the middle by William Andrews.
It's just a draw play. Now you're going to watch R.C. Thielman, 68. See the guard to your right there? Now watch, he pass sets. He takes the defensive lineman right there, turns him out. There's the nice hole up inside. Now if it was a nickel defense, no inside linebacker right there, he powers his way through the end zone. I wouldn't want to tackle him on the 1-yard line.
Not a soul got a solid shot at him. And Dwayne Osteen was shaken up trying to tackle William Andrews. So after being down 21-0, suddenly the Falcons are right back in this football game. Converting the turnover. There's Osteen being assisted from the field. He's another late addition to the Packer roster. They have had so many people injured this year, particularly on defense, that and up front, you wonder how he got enough people out there to play that knew what they were doing.
Well, fortunately, they can still score points because they still have the skilled receivers, the 3 guys that played in the Pro Bowl last year, and Dickey, and the offensive line has remained intact. Of course, they've lost the running back in Eddie Lee Ivory, and the defense has been just shot down. And, it's amazing that they've been able to do as well.
Borowski will hold here for Mick Luckers on the extra point try with 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Luckers drills it. 21-14, and we've got a ball game. Looks like we're going to have a lot of points in the scoreboard before this one is over.
Well, if they keep going at this pace, they'll both be in the 40s by the middle of the fourth quarter.
That short touchdown drive set up by Earl Jones. Interception. Dickey still hasn't had a pass hit the ground.
I think he wished that one had.
Onside kick attempt. Didn't go 10. Did not go 10 yards. So penalty markers will go down all over the place.
Kick it over.
That's surprising.
You know something? I anticipated that. Not this time, the time before.
Well, they made the same move, bringing everybody around to one side.
I saw them huddling on the sideline, and I'm trying to figure, what are those coaches talking about? Well, they're down. They're trying to gain momentum and keep things going. They're going to do something a little bit different.
We have a short free kick, an illegal recovery by the kicking team, 5-yard penalty and re-kick. Number 34. The foul is on 34.
Take a look at it again. The rule says it's got to go 10 before you can touch it.
Right, but if the receiving team had come across and touched the ball, then Atlanta would have been able to recover the football. Fortunately, they played it intelligently and did not do that.
So it just cost them a 5-yard penalty. Of course, had the Packers been alert and recovered it, they would have had excellent field position, but obviously. Atlanta has been penalized now. Total of 75 yards in the first half. And they are among the least penalized teams in all of pro football, as are the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers are the second least penalized, second to Miami. And
Atlanta's fourth.
Yeah,
right.
Atlanta's fourth.
Number one team, of course, continues to be the Miami Dolphins. So Harlan Huckabee, the ex-Michigan star, standing back on the 2-yard line, anticipating the kickoff now from Luckers. I think the surprise element is now gone, wouldn't you say?
I think it's gone. The kicker, Mike Luckers, is really a fun guy to talk with. He has that real funny British accent, you know, from born in England. Redbourne English, is it called? Redbourne? Something like that. Oh, nice kick.
Very nice. Huckabee from the 6, 15, 20. And down at the 22-yard line. Well, the last big regular season weekend coming up. Actually, it isn't a big regular season weekend, but there are some key games, and we'll have one of the big ones for you next Saturday, the traditional matchup between Florida State and Florida. You'll see it at 12 o'clock Eastern Time on CBS, and of course, it all gets underway by the NCAA today. And right after that game, Indiana and Kentucky. That's baskets. Basketball season is underway. Boy, did the Wildcats look strong against Louisville last night. And Indiana was upset in its opener by Miami of Ohio. 1st and 10. Packers. Ellis on the carry out to the 28-yard line. Update on scores around the National Football League. Raiders have added a field goal to their total and lead the Giants 10-2 in the second period. San Diego, did they ever miss Dan Fouts? 21-7 now in the second period. And Buffalo and the Rams are tied. What a difference the quarterback makes. Although maybe with Atlanta today, it won't make that much difference the way they're coming back. With Steve Bartkowski out of it. 2nd and 3. Driving hard and picking up the first down is Jesse Clark, number 33. Clark was a 7th-round pick out of Arkansas this year. 2-year starter with the Razorbacks, and has played very well for this club, despite being troubled in recent weeks by the ever-popular turf toe.
You know that Bart Starr told me yesterday that he is the biggest surprise this year. A very productive, good football player. And when you get a guy like that in the 7th round, you really have to be excited.
First down at the 35. Nice fake to Ellis. Dickey goes over the middle to J.J. John Jefferson, who fumbles the football. But either the play had been whistled dead or Jefferson got it back. Now, Jefferson didn't get it back, but Mike Meade, number 39, did. So it's the Packers' ball, just short of the first down.
There's a play-action fake inside to freeze the linebackers, and they're bringing John Jefferson across the formation. Now, you watch here. Here's going to see the guards pull everything. It looks like run all the way to freeze all the linebackers. Now, Jefferson's coming across underneath. See, he is probably the best football player to throw a ball to in a crowd. He's going to find a way to come up with it. Very tough receiver.
2nd down, 3 at the 41-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. Clark in motion. They work the end around. Left and on the reverse. 40, 45, up to the 50-yard line and bounced out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Now that's a play that they have used in the past with great success, but not so much this year.
That's different. Now you're going to watch Lofton. See him up there. He's going to come. Here's number 80 coming around to the left of your screen. Now it's handed off right there from Gary Ellis. Quarterback. Watch the quarterback get the block. Number 12. That boy Dickey. Now watch him give him a little juke right there. A little change of pace. John Ray couldn't handle that change of pace. He's up the sideline. Going to be knocked out of bounds right there. He has gone over 70 yards for that a couple times in his career.
This year, he's run that reverse prior to this game 8 times. They picked up only 23 yards total. So they've been looking for it. First down, Dickey going downfield to Lofton. Makes the catch at the 26.
Beautiful execution, beautiful timing. There's two guys that have played together for a long time. Now look at Lofton up at the top of your screen coming off. He's going to run about a 25-yard out pattern. See him push? There he is at 25 coming back to the outside. Now watch him come back just slightly for the ball. Actually, there's not much you can do to defense that unless you get help underneath. That was a good job by Kenny Johnson.
Last year, the Packers beat Atlanta 38-7, and James Lofton was on the receiving end of touchdown passes that covered 57 and 80 yards. He's at it again. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. The Packers with all 3 of their timeouts left. Atlanta with 2. And the Packers have the football. And a first down at the Atlanta Falcons 25-yard line. Lofton to the right side. They've been paying any extra attention to Lofton, have you noticed? You figure they've got to, but he just keeps catching the ball. Gary Lewis, the tight end, is in motion. Ellis inside the 20 to the 15, down to the 10-yard line. That's another Packer first down.
Great blocking by the left side of the offensive line, number 67, the left tackle, Carl Swaki, and David Dressler, number 61. Now watch, he's going to take the ball here, gets it tucked in there. Now watch the block. See, everyone's getting people knocked off the line of scrimmage. He's up inside there, gets his shoulders down, belts him. Gardner comes out running. Pridemore puts him down.
That's first and, not quite goal to go. They notice the ball just outside the 10. They could get down to the 1-foot line and pick up the first down if necessary. Meade takes it to about the 8. The fullback that time on the carry hit by Fulton Kuykendall. And you can see
this is how a linebacker, Frank, this is how a linebacker ought to fill out. Watch Fulton Kuykendall. See him right now. Watch him go up in that hole and fill this thing. Boom! Stuck him right there on the line of scrimmage. That's how a linebacker has to meet those running plays.
Timeout called here to stop the clock. With 1 minute and 15 seconds to go by the Green Bay Packers. They will have a second down and 7 upcoming from the 8-yard line. Bart Starr on the right, Bob Schnelker, who is the offensive coordinator, talking things over with Lynn Dickey. And a very successful first half offensively so far.
John Bruner, the running back coach, to the left of our screen, standing behind Glenn Dickey. Of course, the father of the quarterback, New York Giants, Scott Bruner.
Update on the Kansas City-Seattle game out on the West Coast in the American Football Conference. The Chiefs of John Mackovic.
Putting it to my old boss.
Yes, 21-7. We're going to see your old boss next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Chuck Knox in Seattle. I haven't been up there, and I know he has a good football team, but of weeks late, they haven't been playing real good defense.
Coming up at halftime, just a few minutes away, the NFL Today. Brent Musburger and Herb Cross back in our New York studio with scores and highlights of other games. Packers with a second down at the 8-yard line. They have to get inside the 1 to pick up the first. 8 for the touchdown. Jefferson to the left side, Lofton to the right. Meade and Ellis, the setbacks behind Lynn Dickey. Mike Meade, the fullback, to the 5. And then shoved back. And again, Green Bay will call time, using the second of their 3 timeouts to stop the clock with 1 minute 9 to go. What's happening with the Giants and Raiders? You might ask. National Football League, and by James Lofton, who has also been bringing you some outstanding exhibitions of how to play wide receiver.
He really has. Of course, Dickey hasn't done too bad except for the 1 interception.
We promised you the Raiders and the Giants, didn't we? Still in the second period. 10-5. Giants have tacked on a field goal to go with the safety. Our situation, third down from the 6-yard line. 3rd and 5. Dickey on the roll, looking for Jefferson. Instead goes to the short man, who is Meade. The pass is incomplete. And the Packers will have to settle for a field goal.
A little sprint out to the right, but Dickey isn't great at doing that. And he threw the ball behind Meade, and it wasn't really Meade's fault. He could have caught it, but it would have been a great catch.
Green Bay has scored on 3 of its first 4 possessions. The 4th, of course, resulted in the interception. And this is number 5. It looks like they're going to get some points out of this. This should be a chip shot for Stenerud, although the field is slippery. 23-yard effort. Strip near the punter to hold.
He's 79% for his career at this distance, so he's probably going to make it.
Gives him 15 out of 18 on the year. That's an automatic for the number 2 all-time scorer in the history of the National Football League, Jan Stenerud. 1 minute, 1 second left to play in the first half. And the Packers come back with a field goal. They have a timeout left. Atlanta's got a couple to work with on this next possession. Atlanta in its last draft went very heavy for defense in the first 4 rounds particularly. That's why you see a lot of those rookies in there defensively for the Falcons. 6 of the first 8 players they picked were defensive players. And as we said, they had a total of 16 rookies on the roster as of last week, which is more than any other club in the National Football League. And they're not completely out of the playoff race. They're mathematically in it, but realistically they're out of it.
Plus they have a tough schedule. They have 3 playoff teams coming up to play after they leave here. You know, with the draft and everything else, so their defense really hasn't improved that much. And statistically, they're down actually from what they were last year.
Is that the inexperience? Or?
I'm sure that is. Plus a new coaching staff, new system, and everything else. And they play a lot of defense. It's a complicated scheme, and it takes those young players a long time to really feel comfortable in it.
Eddie Garcia kicking off for the Green Bay Packers. Riggs is deep along with Kenny Johnson, and Johnson fields this on the far side. From the 4 out to the 15 and drilled out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Coming up next week on CBS, these will all be single games, so you will see, depending on what part of the country you happen to be, one of these contests. Got St. Louis and the Giants. Rams are at Philadelphia, who almost upset Washington today. The Falcons will try to upset the Redskins next week. Packers face Chicago twice in the last 3 weeks. Dick and I will be out on the West Coast in the Kingdome in Seattle to watch the Cowboys take on the Seattle Seahawks.
I feel like I know the Cowboys inside out. We've seen them so many times this year.
And the Redskins, too, for that matter.
That's right.
1st and 10, Atlanta at its 19-yard line. The young quarterback, Mike Borowski, on the rollout. Escapes the grasp of Ezra Johnson, gets the pass away. Inbounds, and good for the first. To Floyd Hodge at the 35-yard line. Hodge's first catch of the day.
He really did a super job of getting his feet down before he went out of bounds. You know, this guy was a college quarterback and throwing the ball all week, working at quarterback and wide receivers. Really done a nice job.
He is the backup quarterback today with Steve Bartkowski sidelined. If something should happen to Borowski, it would be this man, Floyd Hodge, who would come in and start taking the snaps. And speaking of Bartkowski, there he is. The word on Steve is strained knee ligaments. They thought for a while that he might be ready this week, and now they're looking forward to having him back next week. They say it's nothing that serious, but he's been coming along very slowly. In fact, he said yesterday he was very discouraged the way the thing had come along.
He was disappointed because he went home after the ball game and really didn't realize he was hurt. It got hurt on the final play of the ball game, and he didn't realize it. What's going on out here, Frank?
Yeah, let's see if we can figure it out. I'm sure Jerry Markbright will let us know as soon as he discusses it with the captains of both teams.
You know, the other thing about Bartkowski, if anything's wrong with his legs, it's really a hindrance because he's not the most mobile guy in the world. And then you slow him down a little bit more, that really fouls him up.
Penalty against Atlanta, moves it back to the 20.
We have an unsportsmanlike conduct foul on a substitute, number 23. After the play was over, 1st down and 25 yards to go.
Number 23 is Bobby Butler, who is the Falcons' defensive back, who was injured earlier in the game. So apparently he was standing on the sideline and either said something to one of the officials that they took great umbrage at. And instead of having the 1st down at the 35-yard line, they're now back to the 20. Foul occurred after the pass completion, so they lost the pass completion on it. Andrews up the middle, across the 30 to about the 34. 40 seconds left to play in the first half, and the clock is moving.
Running backs always like to carry the ball in these 2-minute drills because everyone's laying off. The linebackers are deep, and it's really going to help their rushing average.
Stats time, huh? Borowski
especially if there's a clause in your contract if they rush for 1,000 yards. You know, they
Something like that. That pass completion and didn't get him much. The Junior Miller, number 80, takes him up to the 44-yard line, and timeout called by the Falcons. They have one timeout left. They're looking at a 3rd down and 2 upcoming. That's the timeout situation. Again, keep in mind scores and highlights coming up at halftime from our New York studio with Brent Musburger and Irv Cross. And once again, some interesting results throughout the National Football League. You wonder how Tampa and Houston did to determine the worst record in pro football. I'm sure they'll have that rundown for you, and some highlights from that exciting Redskin-Eagle game. Eagles lost their 7th in a row, but I guess you got to be a little encouraged by their play with all the trouble that Philadelphia's been having.
Well, I think, you know, they played more up to personality today and up to their ability and up to the coaching level that they've been receiving all year. What happened to the Eagles, I really believe, is that if they played well early in the year, then they lost a couple real tight ones, and in those tight ball games, a guy like Wilbert Montgomery, Frank, might have made the difference in the 1 or 3 point loss. You know, and they start losing, they lose that little edge, and they lose the edge of confidence, and they start second guessing themselves and people around them. Pretty quick, they're not the football team that they ought to be, or the football team that they were today. But Marion Campbell is a tough, strong guy, and he'll bring them back. You watch.
Well, they finally got their offense cranked up today, scoring 24 points against the Redskins, a pretty good defensive football team.
That's not easy to do. Oh, is this Big Ben again? Big Ben again.
Maybe so. Look at this. 3 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. This is the play that won the ball game. They go with it. Last week, Morosky doesn't have the arm and instead goes short to Billy Whiteshoes, out of bounds at the 50. No, he didn't get out of bounds at the 50-yard line, and so the Falcons are going to have to use their final timeout to stop the clock with 13 seconds to go. That was the same lineup they showed last week when Bartkowski threw that rainbow down there. That Johnson made the catch and pulled out the miracle victory.
You know, one year they won 2 football games with the Big Ben in the final plays of the game.
You know why they call it the Big Ben?
No, why is it?
I asked you. no, I had heard because it was a play you use at the clock.
Right.
When the clock is about to run out.
I was just giving you a little.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. The clock is run. There's just no time to really execute another play after this one normally, and then they just lay it up there and try to beat the clock.
I remember working in New Orleans Atlanta game where they used it successfully in New Orleans and then did it again that same year.
Right. That's what I was
New Orleans here. And of course, that's a Lehman Bennett term, I think. Big Ben, when he had it. Henning's got another term for it, calls it the rocket.
Rocket, that's right.
All right, Morosky now with no timeouts left and the ball at the 50-yard line. You just wing it?
Well,
as far as you can?
Yeah, I think, 13 seconds.
One iron.
Oh, he does, yeah. He really does. And is he a gifted athlete? You know, he would have probably been a first-round draft choice had he not been hurt as a senior at San Jose State. I hit him yesterday. I asked him if he's making his contribution to the Spartan Club like I do. You know, and he said he was.
That's right. That's your old school.
That's my old school.
2nd and 10. Although the down is immaterial with 6 seconds to go. This should do it for the first half. Morosky throwing it up for grabs at the goal line. It is caught by Bailey. Touchdown! County Stadium explodes. That was not a Big Ben play. They didn't have all the receivers on one side. They just had Bailey, but he just outfought everybody in the Green Bay secondary for the ball. 50 yards for the score.
Now watch him. The quarterback is going to drop. See him on the screen now. He rolls out to the left. He's going underneath double zone coverage. Mark A22 just letting him go because there's a deep safety there. He's looking for the hole in the coverage. There it is. There's still a safety beyond him. See him right there. Jolly, number 21. Now he leaps for the ball. Oh my gosh, he comes down with it. He's in the end zone.
And
I can't believe it.
Time had expired when he pulled that thing down. Here's the extra point try by Luckhurst. It is good.
Oh my gosh.
Will that give him a little momentum heading into the start of the second half? Another miracle play at the clock by the Atlanta Falcons, who seem to be specializing in that type of thing.
You know, the guy that's got to be excited is Morosky, let alone the fans and the football team. There's a guy that's never started a football game in the National Football League in his life.
He comes up with that play.
And boy, did Stacy 42 in the center of their kickoff formation, or is that 22? That would be Richard Williams. It is Williams, but it's coming down the far side. Will be fielded by Kenny Johnson. Instead, Johnson to the 10, 15. Sees an opening to the 20, 25, and up to the 27-yard line. Pretty good return and some hard feelings on the part of some of the gladiators down there. A lot of pushing and shoving, but I don't see a penalty marker. Let's take a look at the first half statistics and what thus far has been a very wide-open offensive football game. Each team has had no problem at all really moving the football and been error-free for the most part.
It's been exciting. Of course, the one interception that Dickey threw cost him a touchdown. Eventually, he ended up giving him a short drive for a score. But it's been a very exciting football game to watch and to bring to you fans.
And Mike Morawski has done a splendid job filling in for Steve Bartkowski. 11 out of 17 for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not bad for a guy who hasn't started a game in 5 years. And comes out throwing in the second half. Little sideline toss to Billy White Shoes Johnson, and White Shoes is out of bounds to 31, maybe the 32-yard line, hit by Mike Douglas. Those White Shoes wears the gloves. Those are like skin divers gloves. He wears them even in hot weather.
Notice this is an unbalanced line. The man to your right, number 80, is a tight end, and there's only one other lineman there. The other tackle was to the left of the formation with another wide receiver. Very unusual formation and a little bit of a problem for the defense. Here's Billy White Shoes up there. Let's give him that little cha-cha step and get out of bounds.
That's his 4th catch for 30 yards. Statistically, he is having the best year of his career, even including his real solid days with the Houston Oilers. 2nd and 4 from the 34-yard line. Here with the formation. A lot of problems there. Man in motion, man, almost ran over the wingback.
Ball start, offense.
They had 2 men in movement, too, and that's, of course, against the rules.
Now, how much of a momentum advantage would that last score give the Falcons, you think?
It has to give them a big lift because they started out so poorly in the first quarter, being down 14-0 before they could really even get going. And then to go in at halftime with that kind of thing.
Ball start, number 66, offense, 2nd down.
Atlanta penalized now for the 8th time on a total of 95 yards in this football game.
Things like that many times are a sign in lack of concentration by players rather than intensity-type penalties or anything like that. There's no excuse for that kind of penalty.
You see Green Bay, the 2nd least penalized team, and Atlanta, the 4th least. Coming into this contest. 2nd down, 9. Falcons at their 28. Morawski. Good protection. Got all day to throw it. Finally delivers it. Completes it after the 35-yard line. And that is William Andrews. Runs it, blocks it, and catches it. First down. Atlanta at the 44-yard line of the Falcons. Mr. Do-It-All.
The guy to really zero in on here is quarterback Mike Morawski. Here he is starting his first football game. He makes a little play action fake there. He wants to throw one direction. He doesn't like it. He turns to his left. He's going to throw there. He doesn't like that. He pumps. He comes back, throws it to the 4th or 5th receiver in the pattern. Very good job. William Andrews now has it tucked under his arm, and he's heading home.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Get upfield.
Who knows which way that goal line is? I'll tell you that. Andrews the sole setback. White Shoes Johnson in motion. Andrews up the middle. Slid off the initial hit. Got a little bit out of it. And was finally pinned by Ron Spears, number 79, along with the nose tackle, Darrell Skogstad. You know, Bart Starr is on his 4th starting nose tackle this year.
I know it. The 3rd one was a fellow that was cut from the Philadelphia Eagles. Charlie Johnson, not the Charlie Johnson playing for the Vikings, of course, but we had 2 of them there, Charlie Johnson, and he was released, and he came and played for Bart right now, and has been starting because the other 2 guys were injured. Now he's hurt, and the 4th guy's playing.
Skogstad used to play the Oilers.
Yeah, and 49ers this year.
2nd down, 6 from the 47. On the sprint out, Morawski looks downfield, checks it all out, got all the time in the world. Incomplete, intended for Junior Miller, number 80, the tight end. It'll be 3rd and 6. Now for an NFL Today report, let's go to Brent in New York.
Frank, the Raiders just got another one on the Giants. The veteran Jim Plunkett, I guess he's got to be down before he snaps right back up. Look at that pretty pass there to Malcolm Barnwell. And now the Raiders are in command, 20-5. Back to Frank and Dick.
Yes, sir, Jim Plunkett back once again with those Raiders like he never lost a step. And they need him, of course, with Mark Wilson down. Our score here, tight, 24-21 Green Bay. Green Bay with a chance to move into tie for first place in the NFC Central since Minnesota lost. 3rd and 6, Atlanta from the 47. They go with the running play, and Andrews has got the first down. at the 45-yard line. Packers have given up a lot of yardage in recent weeks on the ground.
Now Andrews is running to his left here against a nickel defense. See, the defensive team is playing pass. There's a pass stunt inside. Ezra went inside. Here's Jolly 21 coming up to turn it in. But he was really put in the game to play pass defense, not defense to run. A fine call by the Atlanta Falcons.
Johnny Gray made the stop, but the Falcons have the first down at the 45-yard line of Green Bay. They have trailed this entire football game. Andrews moving up on another 100-yard rushing day. Morosky. And White Shoes wide open. And overthrew him. Got to remember, he's just a little guy.
He wasn't. He has those perfect gloves on, too. See the gloves on his hands? He has about I'd say 100 pair of gloves in his locker. Maybe not that many, but he loves these gloves, and he wears them because they protect his hands and prevent his hands from stinging all the time when the ball hits him.
Same type of gloves that scuba divers wear, and he says he'll wear them when it's 90 degrees. He says warm weather, cool weather, you got to get used to.
And it keeps the perspiration off his hands, and inside the glove, and he says anyway that he can catch better. That's all.
He wears contacts. Occasionally wears glasses during the game. Doesn't like the goggles. Second down, 10. At the 45 of Green Bay, they go with the draw. Gerald Griggs, who has just come into the ball game, takes it down to the 40-yard line. They're looking at third and close to 5 needed for the first down.
What happened here is both inside linebackers, Scott 55 and Cumbie 52, ran a red dog right up inside. Now watch, and now watch him come right in between them. He'll split the seam and gets right in. Here he comes. See him pop right through there. Look at it. Then the ball's out.
But apparently they got it back.
Fortunately, they got it back. I have seen that so many times when linebackers dog up inside, blitz up inside, and the running back hit right between them and just explode into the secondary.
First charge timeout, Atlanta.
The Falcons called timeout at this point. That was Riggs' first carry of the day last week against San Francisco. He broke one for 40 yards for a touch, 6 this year, or today, I should say.
That's right, and they came into this ball game having converted 54% of the time, Frank, which is the best in the National Football League.
See if they can keep it up. Mike Morosky, who has settled down and doing an excellent job now, quarterbacking the Falcons. Steve Bartkowski out with an injury. Morosky looking for an open pass receiver, and he's got him. They keep that third down string going. William Andrews coming out of the backfield has the first down, and the Falcons keep their drive going.
Here he is. They used a little motion there to try to confuse the defense. Now he's going to come out of the backfield to the right of the screen as you look at him. See, now he's coming up. Now see him break to the right there, number 31. Nobody on him. Nobody on him right there. Break down in the coverage. Linebacker number 53 coming inside out on him to make the play, Mike Douglas.
But not before they pick up the first down at the 25-yard line. With receptions in addition to rushing for 89 yards thus far in the ball game.
Unbalanced line again.
Floyd Hodge in motion. Andrews up the middle. Inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. 7, maybe 8 yards on that play.
See, that time now they were in the unbalanced line with both offensive tackles lined up side by side. Warren Bryant, number 66, lined up to the left. Look at 68 come off the ball. 57, Jeff Van Noten. He breaks back behind John Scully's number 61's block. But you have a 6'7", 260-pound tackle and a 6'7", 270-pound tackle lined up side by side over there on the left side.
William Andrews now with 96 yards rushing. Falcons have a second down 3 upcoming from the 18-yard line.
They're in that formation again. Now they're running the other way.
This is Lynn King, who has just come into the game. Number 21, who's the third tailback for the Atlanta Falcons. He takes it inside the 15 and looks to be close for the first down at the 14. They say it is a first down.
It was a real nice kick-out block by Bo Robinson, number 33, their H-back, moving across the formation in motion. And he really blocked out nicely on Mike Douglas, I think it was, number 53.
Kane hasn't seen much action this year. Played a lot as a rookie in his second year.
There's been a lot of rumors, and I talked to him about it yesterday, whether he was going to be back here next year, and he really said that's in the hands of the manager, but he would like to play.
First and 10. Atlanta at the Green Bay 14. They've taken the opening kickoff here in the second half. Moved to this point. They haven't been ahead in this game yet, and Andrews. That is neither. It's Kane, number 21, on the carry. Caught by Mark Murphy. Pretty good job of stringing it out.
He does a real nice job. The defender does a nice job of stringing it out. He couldn't find a place to turn up. Now, see, Ken 78 had a nice block there. Cox 88, but John Anderson, number 59,
pushed it inside out to the safety, and the safety, Mark Murphy, number 37, was right where he was disciplined to be, and he came inside out and made the play.
Second down, Atlanta needing 12 for the first down after the loss of 2 in the play, moves it back to the 16. 3 wide receivers off the 2 wide receivers to the right side. You got Billy Whiteshoes in the slot. He starts in motion as Morosky goes back to throw. It's for Whiteshoes, but it's intercepted in the end zone, and that will be a touchback. So a big defensive play by the Green Bay Packers. Tim Lewis, the rookie #1 draft pick from Pitt, number 26.
That was really a nice play. He tried to force that ball like it was a seam zone pass, but it was not a zone. They were playing man-to-man. See him looking to his right, looking at it all the way, and that might have hurt him just a little bit, too. Now he's trying to hit it right in the seam. There's no seam there. Lewis had him man-to-man for his 3rd interception for the year. Their #1 pick, and really coming on strong, playing for the injured McCoy.
Well, we'll see here if the Packers can start off in the second half the way they did in the first half, in which they scored on their first 3 possessions to take a 21-0 lead in this game. It's the first time they've seen the football. Touchback, of course, on the interception. And Lynn Dickey at the throttle with a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Ellis looking for a hole, tries to cut back against the grain, and takes it out near the 25-yard line. Dickey was almost perfect in the first half of play, hitting 10 out of 12 for 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, and ran for a score, and was not trapped.
You really don't call out a run for a score the way he got in there, because Dickey is not a runner. He just sort of found his way into the end zone.
Well, it goes in the stats as a rushing touchdown. Of course, Lofton had the big first half. In the first half, Lofton 5 catches for 135 yards. 2nd and 5 from the 25. That's the fullback, Meade, out on the far side.
Again, it was an option screen, and Larry McCarron, number 54, the offensive center who played in the Pro Bowl last year, out in front of it and got a nice kick-out block, and darn near broke the play. 54, Larry McCarron. He is really the true veteran of the offensive line with 11 years of experience from the University of Illinois. One of the only guys to ever be captain at the University of Illinois, junior and senior year, Frank. So he must be an outstanding leader.
Not many people remember who the Green Bay center was before Larry McCarron.
No, I couldn't. Of course, that was before my time.
Ken Bowman.
That shows you how long you've been in this business.
Long time. 1st and 10. Dickey, fake into the middle. Going long over the middle to Gary Lewis, the tight end. Lewis still on his feet at the 30. Shaken off a couple of tackles and was finally dropped at the 20. Gary Lewis, the 2nd tight end of the Green Bay Packers, who is bound for the new league, but Bart Starr said he's playing just as hard as ever.
Coming here, you're going to see a play-action fake inside that freezes the inside linebacker. Now, what the defense did is they doubled up both outside receivers and went too deep, and you can see the wide receiver, Gary Lewis, split the seam and got in between the 2 deep safeties coming off that play action. Very well executed play. And that guy's going to the USFL at 81. Gary
That's right. 49-yard pickup on the play and a Packer first down at the 20-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. Dickey to Kaufman. Touchdown. Boy, it didn't take him long, did it?
That guy is unbelievable. Actually, now I think Pridemore should have intercepted that football. That was a zone throw, a zone defense, and he hit the seam. It wasn't man-to-man. This guy's a great receiver now. They're going to go zone defense now. Dickey's dropping straight back, looking to his right. He hits the seam right nicely with the ball. See that right there? In between that safety. Right there, number 27, the free safety, Tommy Pridemore. Actually, he's got to get over there and make that play.
30-21, but the extra point try to come. Packers have just traveled 80 yards in 4 plays. Talk about a quick strike capability. Kick is good by Jan Stenerud. And the Packers have a little breathing room here with 7 minutes and 17 seconds left to play in the 3rd.
The reason he gets down the hole so nicely there is the linebacker didn't hold him up and stop him from getting off the line of scrimmage. They have to coordinate that and stop him from getting off the line of scrimmage so free, Frank, or they'll lead him a lot.
There's our situation with Garcia ready to kick off once again for the Green Bay Packers. 31-21. Richard Williams in the center of the receiving formation. He's a former 2nd-round draft pick of the Redskins this year. I think perhaps the only 2nd-round pick who was released by his team this year. Again coming down to Kenny Johnson. Garcia appears to be hooking them all. Johnson back to the 15. How's that for a penalty marker is down on the play as Johnson really got rattled.
56. Mr. Lewis gave him a shot. Here he is. He has the ball. They've been kicking the ball over to the right of the return team so they have a defined area to defense. Now they turn him back inside because he was trying to go for a slide. Now watch this. Boom! Did he get rattled?
Cliff Lewis, number 56.
Lewis. He is one of the top Green Bay Packers special teams players and has been for a while. And that just proves the point right there.
Let's get the call here from Jerry Markwright.
Illegal block, number 58 on the run back. First down.
That'll move it back to the 9. Want to take a look at that hit again?
Oh, Kramer, you don't see many like this. Here's Johnson. Now, he's a defensive back, not normally. He's the starting right corner, not normally a ball carrier. See? Right now, watch this. He's trying to dodge one man, and bang, did he get exploded on.
Ball is back at the 8-yard line. Hardly outstanding field position for Morosky, his receiver. That time, Floyd Hodge fell down, got back up, and couldn't find the football. Coming up next Saturday on CBS Sports, got a football, basketball doubleheader. Florida State and Florida, one of the great collegiate rivalries, starts at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. And then the return of Sam Bowie as the Kentucky Wildcats take on Bobby Knight's Indiana Hoosiers. So a unique NCAA football, basketball doubleheader. We'll have it for you, preceded, of course, by the NCAA today.
That Bobby Knight would have been a heck of a football coach. I think he wastes all that intensity coaching basketball.
Your kind of guy.
Well, that kind of guy. Love him.
2nd and 10. Falcons backed up to the 8-yard line. They're going to have to be careful. Morosky downfield. He's got Hodge. First down at the 39-yard line. So Hodge, who had trouble finding the handle after slipping on the last one, makes the big play here.
They went double coverage on Hodge over there, but he hit him in between the crease there, in between the rolled up coverage man and the safety working his way over. Now watch him. He's looking to the left, keeping the safeties there. Now he turns to the right, and he fires this shot right into the seam. Now watch. In between the deep man, see the deep man to the left of your screen, and 22. Right there. They had him double, but not good enough. Now Mark Lee, number 22, has to do a better job of jamming that receiver as he comes off the line of scrimmage, where they'll break down that kind of coverage, Frank.
Officials mark it at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Atlanta Falcons. Again, Morosky back to throw. Pumps it once. Lets it go long. He's got Hodge downfield, and we got a pass interference call. Upcoming near the 25-yard line. Murphy was down there. And also Mark Lee of the Green Bay Packers. And it'll be pass interference, which will give Atlanta the ball around the Packer 25.
Pass interference, number 22, defense. Automatic first down.
Hadn't been a good series for Mark Lee.
It hasn't been a good series for Mark Lee. This guy, Morosky, has a stronger arm than I was led to believe. He makes a little token fake there to the fullback who's just going to clean up inside. Pump to the left. See him pump to the left. Now turn and throw. He's trying to keep the safety to his right with that technique. Now there it is. Contact made illegally. Too soon. Pass interference.
Officials will mark it at the 30. A 31-yard penalty. First down, Atlanta. From the Green Bay 30-yard line. White shoes in motion. Morosky throwing the ball well. Tries to do it again. Completes this one to Bailey. And Bailey is at the 25. That little pumping motion that Morosky did a moment ago. That's a planned thing?
That's a planned thing. They coach the quarterbacks to do that. It's a technique. Now you watch the quarterback. Watch his head. Now he's going to drop back and he's going to look to his left. He knows he's going to work to his right. But see him look to his left. Now watch him pump the ball. See him pump. Oh, this was a different one. Excuse me.
This was the, we're talking about the preceding play before
That's right. Excuse me. Didn't do a good job on that one.
4 catches for Bailey for 80 yards. 2nd down, 4. All righty. Ball just inside the 25. Andrews. That's good for a first down at the 16-yard line for an NFL Today report. Let's go back to Brent in New York.
Frank trailing 20-5. Scott Bruner, the Giant quarterback, pulls out against the Raiders. He wants Ernest Graves, just hit him for 62 yards. There's Mike Haynes. Haynes' first interception as a Raider. LA's ball. Back to Frank and Dick.
Brent here in Atlanta. We've got a football game, 31-21. You like offensive football, you're in the right place. Falcons trailing 31-21, threatening with a first down at the 16-yard line, and Andrews, who has already rushed for 106 yards prior to that play, adds 4 more to his total as he takes it to the 12. Andrews was basically a blocking back in college at Auburn for Joe Cribbs and for James Brooks.
It almost seems such a waste. But fortunately for Atlanta, if he'd been running the ball all that time in Auburn, someone would have drafted him in the first round and he wouldn't be here playing. And I think maybe he's already broken Hugh McElhinney's record and moved up in the stats there in the National Football League standings. And Hugh McElhinney had to be one of the great running backs of all time.
Falcons do well when he goes over 100, which he has. 2nd and 6 from the 12-yard line. Ezra Johnson, the right end defensively for the Packers, rushed across the line of scrimmage before the snap.
Offense.
But he was drawn offside, and so that'll cost the Falcons 5 yards. Falcons have made the playoffs 3 of the last 5 years. Obviously, they won't this year, barring a miracle. That's 109 yards in penalties against Atlanta.
Well, you know
Ball
Atlanta can score.
Number 78, offense, 2nd down.
They've been a good scoring team since 1980. Coming into this year, I think they were the 3rd leading scoring team in football.
Mike Ken's all pro. He should be making mistakes like that.
Just proves that everybody makes one once in a while. He was voted by the NFC players as the most valuable offensive lineman in the conference.
2nd down, 11 at the 17-yard line. Junior Miller in motion. Andrews on the delay. Flag down. Out of bounds near the 10. But we've got a penalty marker behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be holding against Atlanta.
I think they caught the old seasoned veteran Jeff Van Note, number 57, inside holding. I wouldn't guarantee it, but I think that's what they called.
Van Note's a 15-year veteran from the University of Kentucky. He's been the Pro Bowl center for the last 4 years. Probably the best-known center in pro football. You can be well-known being a center.
Well, when you played for as many years.
Holding, number 57, offense, 2nd down.
Now watch the quarterback. See right there? The center's lined up right in front of him. See, now he's going to see him right there, number 57. He's on the nose guard. He's blocking there. Now the nose guard's trying to break away, and look at him. He's got him booked right there. Pretty good takedown, but he didn't get away with it. Jerry Mark Wright saw it.
2nd down, 21. After the 10-yard walk-off. Back at the 27-yard line, Borowski. Sideline throw is out of bounds, intended for Stacey Bailey, number 82, with Tim Lewis over there defending.
Boy, 2 penalties right down there in this drive have just killed him. You just cannot create mental errors or make mental errors inside that 20-yard line, and Atlanta has been so efficient inside the 20, Frank.
Atlanta, keep in mind, is that great 3rd down percentage. They're 5 out of 7 on the afternoon, and as Dick mentioned, they lead the NFL on the year in 3rd down percentage. They've got a big one coming up here if they're going to get this one. 3rd down, 21. With the ball at the 27-yard line of the Green Bay Packers, and they trail by 10.
Coming into the game, they had scored 23 out of 26 times inside the 20-yard line. It's going to be tough right now.
Good rush, and Borowski, who hasn't been trapped yet, delivers the football. And it is slapped away. The pass is ruled incomplete. Mike Douglas got his left hand in there and batted it away, and one of the Packers was shaken up. Pretty good pressure on him.
Was very good pressure on him, and he stepped up in there nicely, but then the pocket collapsed, and he just threw it out of a foxhole. And you know that Atlanta has been sacked more than any other football team in football. They have given up 47 sacks coming into this football game. That's way too many. Look at this now. See him? He finds that little hole to his left. He's going to try to slip up inside there, then throw it, but he gets tackled right there by Ezra Johnson, number 90, coming in from the right.
Like a burst from the sun, 2000 Sunbird has arrived. Pontiac's overhead cam 5-speed performer. 2000 Sunbird.
He's going to be lining up for a field goal attempt, which should be in the neighborhood of 44 yards for Mick Luckhurst. He is 13 out of 18 on the year. How about from this distance?
Well, in his career, he is 13 for 23 for 57%, 7 for 9 this year. Pretty good percentage chance he's going to hit this one.
I'll put it down at the 35, so make it a 45-yard attempt. It is long enough, and it is good. stayed up there forever. Mick Luckers.
Look at that pleasant smile. He's happy. What a nice guy to visit with. You know, he was a super rugby player. You don't find many kickers tough enough to play rugby, do you, Frank?
I don't think so. I don't know of any. So it's a 7-point. We've got an exciting football game going. That's the time remaining in the third period. Atlanta going 64 yards on that drive. Climaxed by the Luckers field goal of 44.
We probably ought to start taking bets to how many points you're going to score before this thing's over.
It'll be a lot.
It'll be a lot.
Luckers ready to kick off. You saw Harlan Huckleby, who's the deep man for the Green Bay Packers. This will now Everett coming down to the near side, and that's Johnny Gray, the defensive back for the Packers, who returns it to near the 25-yard line. A number of outstanding regional games next week on CBS. This is a look at the schedule. The Atlanta Falcons will be in Washington to take on the Redskins, who had a tough time today. Philadelphia Eagles, Rams and the Eagles, Chicago, Green Bay. Packers and Green Bay played twice in the last 3 weeks. Then New Orleans, New England, Tampa Bay, and San Francisco. And Dick and I are going to be up in the Kingdome in Seattle to watch the Cowboys take on the Seattle Seahawks.
Great seafood up there. Great salmon.
One of the more underrated cities in America. First and 10, Packers at their 24. Dickey's had a big day so far, throwing the ball to this man, James Lofton. Not much yardage on that play. Pick up to 4, maybe 5 yards.
You know,
Lofton.
What's going to happen here pretty quick is they're going to unload one to Jefferson. He's sort of been blowing people asleep over there, and all of a sudden it's going to be his turn.
He's only caught one ball this afternoon. Most of the action has been in the direction of James Lofton.
He came into the ball game hurting. Jefferson did. Had little
knee problem.
Particles in his knee, and when the season's over, they're going to have to go in and clean it out. Just an old wide receiver's knee.
Second down, 6 for the Packers at their 28. The give on the delay this time goes to Mike Mead, and Mead carries it out to the 35, to the 37-yard line. Mead played his college football, as we said, at Penn State, and he, like Andrews, was basically a blocking back. He backed up Matt Suey and Booker Moore while he was there. Didn't get to play that much early on.
And then he blocked for Kurt Warner this past, a year ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago it was.
It would have been 2 years, because this is his second year at Green Bay. He was with the Packers last year.
And Suey and Booker Moore were fine fullbacks. I really would have liked to have those guys in the Eagle organization.
Packers have the first down at their 36-yard line. A lot of movement on the line prior to the snap, and the penalty markers once again flutter all over the field. Might have been Andrew Province this time who jumped off for Atlanta. While we're waiting for the call from Jerry Markbright, let's bring you up to date. Here's another crack meet going on in Seattle. Kansas City and Seattle tied at 28.
That's not Chuck Knox style of football. He likes that good, solid running game, kicking game, and play defense.
Number 72, defense, first down.
That was Province, the rookie, who was offside. Rams lead Buffalo 21-7. And with San Francisco getting beat today, but the Rams in great shape in the West. They'll have a game lead. First and 5 following the walk-off. Green Bay's ball, Packer 41-yard line. Packers leading 31-24. Dickey looking downfield, looked at Lofton. Run instead to the short man. Number 31, Gary Ellis. And it looked for all the world like David Fry, the rookie linebacker, thought he had an interception. And one more score. Bring you up to date completely. The Raiders leading the Giants. And that game is ready into the fourth period, 20-5. We've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third. And the Packers leading 31-24. In case you joined us late, Minnesota lost to New Orleans early today. So the Packers can move into a tie for first place in the NFC Central by beating Atlanta.
Atlanta's changed up again, Frank, and playing the 30 defense with the 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Good strong running by Mead.
Mike Mead across the 50 down to the 47-yard line. Jeff Murrow, number 75, making the stop for the Falcons.
He's been around a long time, too. This is his 9th year.
You're talking about losses. This Falcon defense recently lost to Al Richardson, one of their outstanding linebackers. That's hurt them a great deal. Replaced by a rookie, John Rady. Falcons playing anywhere from 5 to 7 rookies on defense. 2nd and 4. Packers. The 47. Dickey didn't have anybody to hand it off to.
Broken play. That's the first play they have not executed correctly in, I think, the whole ballgame.
Mike Pitts, number 74, to make sure he.
This is a terrible feeling, Frank. He turns around and it looks like he was supposed to hand it off to one of those two guys, but he didn't know which one. Somebody made the mistake. It's sort of hard to define right here who it was, but there was 3 guys involved, and one of them was wrong.
Bart Starr keeping his cool as usual on the sidelines in his 9th year as head coach of the Green Bay Packers at the age of 49. 3rd down, 5. Big play for the Packers in this drive. Back at the Atlanta 48. Ellis has the first to the 40, 35, 30, down to the 27-yard line. Gary Ellis.
They caught Atlanta in a 3-man line nickel defense, and it was very easy to run the draw. See, there's a nose guard on the center right in front of the quarterback. See that? Now that's it, number 72, Andrew Providence. Now the lineman steps around. Look at number 64, Sid Kitson, coming leading the play. That was a hole big enough to drive a truck through. Look at, he can't find anybody to hit. Come on, give me somebody to hit, he's saying. There it is, first down.
22-yard pickup on the play and a Green Bay first down. We'll call it the 27-yard line of the Falcons. Bill Epps in motion across the backfield. Meade on the carry inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. And a pickup of 4 on that play. John Rady, number 59, making the stop with an assist from David Fry, number 58, as the clock runs out here in the 3rd period of play. That's the end of quarter number 3. Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil in Atlanta as we head into the final period of play. 2nd down. The Green Bay Packers need 4 for the first down at the 24-yard line. Ellis gets that and some to spare as he moves it inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. 31-24, the Packers with a 7-point lead.
Atlanta's in a 30 defense again, and watch number 54 in the middle of the screen and 61, the left guard, do a real good job of blocking the inside of that defense and opening up that hole. Boy, they did a real nice job. David Drexler, 61, and Larry McCarron, 54. Well-coached offensive line.
1st and 10 for the Packers at the Atlanta 14. Lewis in motion. It is Ellis up the middle inside the 10-yard line near the 5. They're picking Kuykendall, number 54, and Mike Pitts, number 74 in the stop.
They're picking in that middle area again, that 30 defense, which is really not a big part of their defense. They're more a 4-man line team. And watch Larry McCarron turn him out there. See him? Number 54 blocked that. 61, David Drexler up inside. Nice move by Gary Ellis. Get those pads down, Gary. If he's up in there, good.
Ellis has 7 carries for 50 yards. The Packers are looking at a 2nd and very short 3 yards needed for the first down at the 6-yard line of Atlanta. That's intended for the tight end. Incomplete. Gary Lewis. Rather Lofton, number 80. Got a little muddy, too, as a matter of fact.
A little muddy. Just a quick fade to the outside. He's going to jump back and let the ball go quickly before he runs out of the back of the end zone now. Watch this. 1-2. Let it go. Let it go. That's it. He's got it up in the air. He's thrown it high, trying to get over the outside. There, he's got it. Has it down to one hand. Couldn't hang on to it. Good effort. Pretty good defense, too. That is really tough to defend.
3rd down. 3 needed for the first down. Ellis obviously did not get it as he takes it to the 5. Fulton Kuykendall, number 54, the veteran linebacker of the Atlanta Falcons, coming up with a big hit for Atlanta.
He's running into a brick wall here. The linebacker's going to come right up inside. Look at Kuykendall again. Great example of linebacking. Fulton Kuykendall is really a coach's dream, that kind of guy. He gives you everything he has to give on every snap, and he's had a number of injuries all the way back into the college days. He just sort of self-destructs, the guy does. He plays so hard, but coaches just really admire and respect him.
23-yard field goal attempt by Stenerud. It's Scribner to hold. They get a flag on the play. The kick was good, but there is a penalty marker. It makes Stenerud 2 for 2. Jan, of course, is in his 17th year in the National Football League, and that would put him within a couple now of George Blenda's all-time field goal record of 335 in a career. And I guess he's going to have to do it from a little further back. Holding.
What's that mean? He came into the league in 1966? Is that right?
Yeah, 17 years.
1966.
1966. What was going on? 1966 was the year of the first Super Bowl.
Yeah. Was that first year?
I think so.
I was coaching at Stanford University, or trying to coach. I was learning to be a coach. I was working for John Ralston.
Holding number 50, offense, 4th down again.
I was probably working NFL games with Eddie LeBaron.
Really?
Who's
Yeah,
over
he's
in the
sitting
next,
here. He's sitting here.
over the press box. He's now the general manager. And this attempt now will be from 33 yards.
He's 75% complete here, or successful in his career from this distance.
Long enough and good. Oh, he is something else. Nothing phases him. Jan Stenerud again giving the Packers a little cushion. 10-point advantage with 12:45 left to play in the game. Also broken a Green Bay Packer club record today.
He broke the record for the number of extra points kicked in a season, going all the way back to 1963, breaking Jerry Kramer's record. In fact, Max McGee, who's sitting over here to our right doing the radio broadcast, was playing for the Packers this past
He
season.
was indeed. Eddie Garcia kicking off. Richard Williams is deep. And Williams fields this one at the 1. 10, 15, 20. 25, 30. And dropped at the 35-yard line. Coming up tonight on CBS, the usual outstanding lineup headed by 60 Minutes. And then Memorial Day is an outstanding film which stars Mike Farrell. Used to be on MASH. And is a very, very touching thing. I think you'll enjoy it. Trapper John M.D. winds it up. That's upcoming tonight on CBS. Here in Atlanta, we've got 12 and a half minutes of football left to play. Wide open offensive game, 34-24. Green Bay leads it right now. The Packers trying to move into a tie at the first place with Minnesota and Detroit in the NFC Central, which they would do with a victory. Mike Morawski looking left, going long. Hodge, the intended receiver at the 20-yard line, incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Falcons at the 35. For an NFL Today report, here's Brent in New York.
Frank, we've got a marvelous effort here by Marcus Allen of the L.A. Raiders. Goes to the left, he's cut off, shakes 2 tackles, comes back all the way to the right for the touchdown. And the Raiders are now routing the Giants 27-5. Back to Frank.
Well, Marcus Allen's been a little quiet so far this year, but I'm sure he's going to come on strong here in the last part of the season for the Los Angeles Raiders, strong Super Bowl contenders. Mike Morawski quarterbacking the Atlanta Falcons. In case you joined us late, Steve Bartkowski out with a knee injury. They hope to have him back next week, but Morawski's done a fine job. 2nd and 10. Atlanta from its 33-yard line. White shoes in motion. Morawski looking over the middle. And the little man has it. It's away from the tackle. They get a flag. 50, 40, down to the 25-yard line, but there's a marker back near the line of scrimmage.
I think it's on the defense. Frank. It'll be a successful play.
Billy Whiteshoes coming up with another big play, and it's going to be against Green Bay, so the play is good.
Holding number 59, defense, penalty declined, 1st down.
44 yards on this play by Whiteshoes.
See Billy coming across in motion. He's on a linebacker, number 52, George Cumby. And that is really tough. See George trying to cover him right there, number 52 to the right of your screen. He's on him. He just about gets him down, but the little guy runs out of it. And like Henning said, he's not as fast as he used to be, but he's just as quick, and he's proving that right now. Go ahead, Gray, make the tackle. Number 24 is going to make the play. Billy Whiteshoes comes up with a big one.
But not before the Atlanta Falcons reach the Green Bay 22-yard line. 1st and 10. Whiteshoes in motion to get straight up the middle as they go with the power play. And by the way, we got word that Gerald Riggs has a bruised rib problem, so we may not be seeing Gerald for the remainder of the afternoon. William Andrews on that carry comes out of the ball game. Robinson comes back in for the Atlanta Falcons. A pickup of 4 on that play. Second down. Long 6, maybe a short 7, depending on how you want to look at it. We'll call it 7.
I look for some kind of delay, check down type throw. They're really good at no back in the backfield. He's coming in motion.
Borowski going over the middle. He's got Andrews. Inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Really well conceived offensive football play. Good design by Dan Henning. Good design. See, the fullback's in motion. There's no back in the backfield right now. See 31 to the right of your screen now. He goes up there and just sort of stops in between the linebackers. He turns and goes. Bang, first down.
Andrews going to get a rest now. He started to come out after the last play and then went back in. But this time he's going to get a breather. Atlanta has a first and goal on the 8-yard line. They are down 10 points with 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the game. Lynn Kane is now the setback, number 21. Kane, maybe a yard. Borowski has now hit 18 out of 31 for over 260 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not a bad way to start.
No, look at the poise the guy has shown through the whole ball game, but you can see even looking at him now, as a coach, you're used to looking at people. You see, he is in total control of the situation. He's getting his signals from the bench. He's never shown any type of overexcitement at any time during the ball game. He hasn't shown any harassment. He's just been very poised, as Dan Henning told us he would be.
Second down. Goal to goal from the 7. White shoes in motion. Borowski back to throw it. Goes over the middle. Completes it to Junior Miller. He's at the 1. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. Fourth-year man from Nebraska is number 1 draft choice.
Big 240-pounder. He moves to the inside. See him at the very bottom of your screen, number 80, and then works back to the outside on that linebacker, number 59, John Anderson. And that is really tough to stop. You can contain it and make the tackle, but it's tough to stop without really interfering with the receiver.
3rd down, goal to go from the 1. Borowski waving his arms for quiet. Bo Robinson in motion. Andrews. Touchdown.
Didn't look very difficult from here. He just took that thing in. Now you see Bo Matthews, 33, going to kick out. There he's heading off the lead back to Lynn Kane, number 21, leading it through. He takes it in there for the score, 31.
Andrews' 2nd rushing touchdown of the afternoon. He's already well above 100 yards.
He's going to give that touchdown to his new baby boy.
Nick Luckers.
Looks funny. He's lining up on the wrong side, Frank.
He's left-footed. That makes it a 3-point ball game. One more time. Falcons still have never been ahead in this game, but they have flattened off it. The exciting football game here at Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium with the Green Bay Packers fighting to grab a piece of first place in the NFC Central. There's your timeout situation. As you can see, plenty of time left. The way this thing is going, you get the impression that the team that has the football last when time runs out is going to be on top.
What a team can't afford to do right now is turn the ball over and give the other guy one more opportunity than he would have earned.
We've had only 1 turnover in this game, an interception by Atlanta. Luckers drilling this one 9 yards deep in the end zone. Arnold Huckabee will down it from there. And the explosive Green Bay Packer offense takes the field once again. Again, a reminder about the CBS schedule coming up next weekend. This will be our regional Sunday. These are all regional games, so depending on where you happen to be, you'll see one of these contests. St. Louis and the Giants, Rams and Philadelphia, Atlanta, Washington, Bears and Green Bay. New Orleans and New England, Tampa Bay and San Francisco, and the Cowboys at Seattle. Crowd chanting defense, 1st and 10, Packers at their 20. Phillips in motion. Packers are offside as Dickey flips it out to Ellis, and Ellis picks up 9 on the play. Looks like Paul Kaufman, the tight end, number 82, jumped the gun on the left side.
Jumped the gun. The defense, I don't know what happened out there, but one linebacker came running off the field. I think they ended up with 10 guys, or else they had 12 on the field initially, but there was some real confusion.
Other games in progress throughout the National Football League include the Giants' battle with the Raiders out on the West Coast in the Coliseum, and the Raiders have been comfortably ahead most of that game. That's in the fourth quarter. This one is in the third period.
Look at that.
Offside, number 82, offense, first down.
And a couple of other NFL scores. As we said, Kansas City leading Seattle 35-31. Another wide-open ball game. Still in the third period of play. And San Diego with Dan Fouts back in command, leading Denver 28-7 in the fourth. First down, 15. Packers back at their 15-yard line. Their lead cut to 3 points. Over the middle, Kaufman, the intended receiver, couldn't hang on to it. Jolted by Buddy Curry. Number 50.
Normally, Paul Kaufman would catch that. You'd have to just write that off as a very unusual play for him because he very seldom ever drops a football.
And one more score for you here. The Rams and Buffalo are in the third period in Anaheim, with the Rams leading 24-14 and able to take the lead today in the NFC West with San Francisco losing.
That's a big game for the Rams, Frank.
Second down, 15. Our score 34-31. Green Bay Packers leading the Atlanta Falcons. If Green Bay wins, they move into a three-way tie for first in the NFC Central, with Minnesota, who lost today, with Detroit, who won on Thursday. Packers want a timeout here. Lynn Dickey wants to discuss something with Bart Starr and Bob Schnelker, his offensive coordinator.
That's too bad to have to use that timeout because that could be critical at the end of this football game if they need it within that 2-minute period.
Well, there's a lot of people here in Atlanta missing a very good football game. They have better than 25,000 no-shows in this contest. 35,000 in attendance. Mike Borowski, the Falcon quarterback, looking on as the Green Bay Packers offense on the field as a second down 15 at their 15-yard line. They sold just under capacity, which is 60,000 tickets here, but only 35,000 taking the time to come. Maybe a turkey hangover or something.
Well, it started raining before the game, and I think the people just felt they didn't want to sit out in the rain, but they were really missing a ball game.
Second week in a row here in Atlanta. They had the great finish last week, of course, with White Shoes Johnson. Dickey going long, intended for Epps. Over on the far side, it'll be third down. Dickey is now 16 out of 20 in the afternoon. Once again, for an NFL Today report, here's Brent in New York.
Frank, you've already given this score. Now, the Giants with their only touchdown to the Raiders, and it was a rare, well-thrown ball today by Scott Brunner. He took a terrible lick. The Raiders have been all over him, and a splendid reception by Byron Williams. But still, the Raiders are dominating this game. You've got the best one going. Let's go back now to Frank.
It's wide open, exciting offensive NFL football. Third down, 15. Green Bay Packers from their 15. This young rookie-dominated Falcon defense trying to hold the Packers. Dickey back to throw, gets good protection, hits Lofton. First down at the 37-yard line. When in doubt, you go back to what's tried and true and worked in the past.
Now watch this Jane Lofton. Now here he is, number 80, lined up, looking in for the snap. He sees the ball snap. He takes off. Now they're doubling him initially short, forcing him back to the inside. Now he pushes up on Pridemore. Now he squares it off and comes inside, sort of settles in the zone. There it is, first down. Playing a real loose zone in that long yardage situation cost them.
Big play for the Packers. They would have been forced to punt from around their goal line. Now they got a first down at their 37. Lofton has caught balls worth 161 yards this afternoon. Green Bay going to the ground attack. They haven't had that much success. Most of the yardage they have made has been overhead. Harlan Huckabee, number 25. Let's see if we got a flag here.
Probably offensive holding on the offensive lineman on that just basic eye slant play. Mr. Yates, number 79, discussing it with him.
Holding, number 64, offense, first down.
Mr. Sid Kitchen, number 64, the right guard, the right-hand side of your screen. See him blocking right there, number 64? I don't see any holding yet. I really don't see any holding.
That's a bad call. That's a bad call. You're looking for something when you call something like that. That's lousy.
10-yard penalty moves it back to the 28. It's 1st and 20. Dickey going over the middle. Loose ball. Kuykendall intercepts it. Nope, now they're going to roll it incomplete. They roll it incomplete. Did that thing hit the ground? Kuykendall can't believe it. He's hopping up and down.
Bolton's a little whiz.
Pass. The pass hit the ground. Incomplete.
Let's see if we can see it from the end zone back here. Good pass protection. He's pedaling back now. See that pedal technique? Now he just throws it right in there. It throws behind him. It's behind him. Let's see if Fulton Kuykendall gets it. It did hit the ground and come back up. You can definitely see. Here's another shot. There's Fulton Kuykendall standing here, number 54. He's going to pedal out. See Dickey pedal. Now he's going to throw it right there. He threw it behind him. Now it's in the air. Kuykendall has it. It hit the ground and bounced back up. Good action now, Fulton.
2nd and 20 from the 27-yard line. Packers leading by 3. Dickey going to Meade. Blockers out in front, but they weren't there for long. Good penetration by the Atlanta Falcons defense, and particularly by rookie linebacker David Fry, a free agent from Purdue, number 58.
It's a little screen pass to your left. You're going to see him drop there. It's just a slight angle drop to the right. Now he's going to turn plant, throw it back to the left with linemen out in front of him. See the 2 linemen out in front right there?
By the Atlanta Falcons defense, and particularly by rookie linebacker David Fry, a free agent from Purdue, number 58.
It's a little screen pass to your left. You're going to see him drop there. It's just a slight angle drop to the right. Now he's going to turn plant, throw it back to the left with linemen out in front of him. See the 2 linemen out in front right there? Number 67 getting a kick-out block right there. Carl Swanky, the left tackle, didn't quite get underneath it.
7 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. Here at Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium, the Packers looking at a 3rd down 19. They converted a 3rd and 15 play a moment ago.
Blitz with the dog, single coverage.
Pass is blocked. Incomplete. Dickey had left and far downfield. He was open.
He had everything he wanted. He had single coverage. Lockton had a nice cushion, but the ball got battered down. That's a pass defense by a defensive lineman or linebacker. See the linebackers coming inside. Fulton, number 54, coming in there. The linebacker picked up nicely by Sid Kitson. Fulton, I guess it was number 54, picked it up again and knocked it down. Fulton Kuykendall making another big play.
See anything unusual out there?
Did I see anything unusual?
The punter. That's the first time we've seen him today for Green Bay, Bucky Scribner. First time. Now, he kicks it left-footed. That could present some problems.
It does, because the ball spins differently.
Billy Whiteshoes waiting for this one. At the 20. 25. 30. 40. 50. What a run back. Whiteshoes goes down at the Green Bay 42.
That's the kind he likes.
Look at it again.
He tucks this thing under, and he comes straight ahead now. At about 165 pounds, he's charging the Lions. Look at him. Straight ahead, right on track. Look at this. Right between people. People did not come to balance, get their base. Look at this. He makes another man miss. They come up from behind him and make the play.
52 yards on the punt. 38 on the return by Whiteshoes, who was shaken up on the play. We're along with Dick Vermeil. Welcome back to Atlanta, where the Falcons, as a result of that 38-yard punt return by Billy Whiteshoes Johnson, have a first down at the Green Bay 42-yard line, and the rain is really starting to come down. 3-point ball game at 34-31 with the Packers leading the Falcons. Green Bay with an opportunity to move into a tie for first place in the NFC Central with a victory, but it is not coming easy, despite the fact the Packers had a 21-0 lead. Morosky out to Hodge. Lloyd Hodge is inside the 35 and out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
You know, Frank, if they're going to score, I think they'd be smart to take their time because Green Bay would have to get the ball back.
That's right.
They'd use up some of this 6 minutes and 40 seconds left.
By the way, we wondered during the last Green Bay offensive possession why we didn't see John Jefferson out there, and the word is that he suffered a hip pointer in the third period of play and may or may not be back for the remainder of the afternoon. Atlanta with a first down at the 32-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. Falcons have trailed this entire football game. William Andrews over the left side gets a yard, maybe two, and that's it. Andrews, one of 5 players really in the history of the NFL to gain 2,000 yards in 1 year, combination rushing and receiving. Puts him in a class with Jim Brown, O.J., Walter Payton, and your old friend Wilbert Montgomery.
There aren't many in his class. You know that right now that Atlanta has 2 rookie offensive linemen in there. 71 Dan DeFore at left guard and right tackle Brent Miller. I wonder what's wrong with the other 2 people.
Falcons with a 2nd and 8 from the Green Bay 30. White shoes in motion. Andrews over the left side, picks his hold and drives down close to the first down at the 21-yard line. Everything in order. I think he's got it.
The key to this play was the block by Mike Ken, the left tackle. He's going to be on the right of your screen. As you look to the right of your screen, now there's a handoff deep into the backfield, and he gets a nice block on Ezra Johnson as he appears. See him right there? Getting a nice block on Ezra Johnson, number 90, and he turns back up inside. Super job by Mike Ken. Not bad for a gourmet cook.
Not bad at all.
What a hobby, huh? Gourmet cook.
That is unusual. Andrews now has 122 yards rushing to go with 48 receiving. The Falcons have a first down at the 21-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. They trail by 3. Clock moving with 5.5 minutes left to play in the game.
There's the unbalanced line again.
They've shown that often today. Andrews, nose down, helmet down, cuts his way forward to the vicinity of the 15-yard line. That's 5, maybe 6 yards on that play. Mark Murphy and Johnny Gray coming up to make the stop.
This guy really is a horse.
Packers led 21-0, scoring on their first 3 possessions in this game. There's the timeouts and the time. Second down, a little less than 5 needed for the first down. They called it 4 with the nose of the ball just outside the 15. Lynn Keene inside the 10, running hard. Has the first down at the 7. Johnny Gray, number 24, making the stop again, the 9-year veteran.
Now the man in motion, number 33, is the lead blocker. He's going to block out. See him kick out right there? Now here comes Lynn Keene, 21, coming up inside. Gets a real nice block by the tight end, 88, Arthur Cox, and he gets up inside for a nice gain.
First and goal to go from the 7-yard line with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in the game. Morawski wants a timeout. Mike Morawski, the young Atlanta quarterback who has done such a great job filling in for the injured Steve Bartkowski, who is down with stretched knee ligaments, which he suffered late in the game last week.
That's right. He was the first. That's the first. You know, he's the last guy. Good-looking guy, isn't he? Northern California athlete.
There's the figures on Morawski. Rain's has stopped, by the way. Had a sudden shower, but it stopped as quickly as it started. First and goal from the 7. Bo Robinson of the Falcons jumped offside. Loose football. Back at the 16-yard line. Atlanta recovered the fumble at the 16, so the Falcons will retain possession. But it looked like Bo Robinson, who is the H-back, was offside.
Yeah, this is not the time to lose your poise. Now, you'd think if anyone had an excuse to lose his poise, it'd be the inexperienced quarterback. But no, it's a veteran. Jumps offside. Loses the ball. Should have got it tucked up underneath when he got that in trouble back there. But here are the people diving in for the ball.
Illegal motion, number 33, declined. Second down.
Here's the safety, Mark Murphy, 37, coming in from behind him. He didn't see him coming. You know, he didn't see him coming. That's really tough on you when you can't see where the hit's coming from.
They haven't blitzed the inexperienced quarterback very much.
Well, when you do that, you have to single up those receivers, and, you know, they're having enough trouble playing pass defense, let alone try that.
Packers, as you saw, declined the penalty. They take the loss instead, which should move the ball back to the 17-yard line. Loss of 10, but Atlanta gets a big break. in recovering the fumble. That could have been disastrous at that point.
You know what Atlanta has done in a situation like this in the past now? Green Bay has gone to their nickel defense. They have run the draw very efficiently against this defense. Let's see if they do it this time.
They're looking at 2nd and goal back at the 17-yard line. White shoes in motion. Morosky wants to throw it. Has time. Completes the pass at the 12-yard line to Andrews. So he got 5 back. Now you're looking at 3rd and goal from the 12. Make it the 11-yard line. And Morosky looks to the sideline. Falcons signal in all their plays. He was telling us yesterday, occasionally he misses signal. And what he does is he tugs on his face mask to indicate to give him again.
Gary Pett's giving the signals, the assistant offensive line coach, his first year in coaching. A very smart offensive lineman, played a little while for us at Philadelphia, has been all around the league and becoming a fine coach.
3rd and goal from the 11. Morosky delivers the football to Hodge at the 5. It'll be 4th and goal at the 5-yard line. You got to go field goal here, don't you? Huh?
Yeah, you do.
You really do.
Yeah, you do.
Go for the tie.
Well, you got the extra quarter to play in the tie-breaking situation.
Yeah,
so
but
you might as well kick it.
But keep in mind that you also got this Packer offense that you got to give the football back to, and the way they can move it.
You still can't pass up the opportunity to give your team a chance to win. And by giving them a chance to tie the football game, here you get their odds are better to give them a chance to go ahead and win it in that extra overtime game. I think it's a good decision.
Luckers to hit from 33. This will be just really 3 yards longer than an extra point.
22-yarder. He hasn't kicked one this year from this distance.
This will be for the tie with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the game. We're tied. Well, you look at the Green Bay Packers record and you see
to Bart and his coaching staff.
A reminder that 60 minutes in its entirety will follow the conclusion of this ball game. We've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. That, of course, is with the exception of on the West Coast, where you will see it at its regularly scheduled time.
This is when you wish you hadn't used one of your timeouts. See, they've used a timeout, and Green Bay has 2 left. The Falcons have 1 timeout left.
Luckers will kick off. Art Starr looking on anxiously. Again, Green Bay with a victory can tie Minnesota and Detroit for first place in the NFC Central with 3 to go. Let's see if this is an onside. Nope.
They're kicking it over to a specific area and defensing just part of the field.
Very, very smart play by Harlan Huckleby. He could have picked that thing up at about the 1-yard line, but he let it roll into the end zone, and it just barely got there. It's a touchback.
See, some people are yelling safety, but he did not touch it. He did not touch it.
We might get an explanation on this from Mark Bright. I don't know. Well, maybe not.
Just touchback.
Ball's coming in really low, right down the middle of the screen right there, and he goes to get it, and it takes a bad bounce. See, he didn't touch the football. It goes right in there.
So it's the Packers' ball, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Hoffman in motion, Lynn Dickey back to throw it. Under heavy pressure, intercepted, and that is 6 points all the way. Number 37 for the Atlanta Falcons is Kenny Johnson. Yards on the interception return by Kenny Johnson.
He was running a delay pattern underneath the the defenders, but it wasn't a pure zone defense. It wasn't a pure zone. People were playing some man-to-man. This is why he's being chased all the way across the field. See that right there? And he just came right underneath it and picked it off. Now Kenny's running in for his touchdown. That's his first interception of the year. That might as well be a big one.
Maybe a game winner.
Look at this. Hey, pretty good leaping ability, too, for a young man.
Extra point try is good. One more time by Kenny Johnson to put the Falcons in the lead for the first time.
Here he is coming off the line of scrimmage to the inside. Now he tucks him real good because you're allowed to do that inside that 5-yarder. Now you have to release him. And Kenny Johnson did that. He's chasing him across the field. Man-to-man underneath coverage. Comes right underneath it, picks it off, heads for the goal line. Look at Epps. Epps has got world-class speed, but he's not going to catch him in that short of distance. Touchdown.
Atlanta, for the second time this year, has overcome a 21-point deficit. They trailed 21-0 in this game in the first quarter, and now lead it for the very first time, 41-34. And Bart Starr, obviously very, very concerned. His team with a golden opportunity to move into a tie for first place in the NFC Central, with Minnesota and Detroit is seeing it go out the window. However, with 1:57 to go, and the way the Packer offense has been moving the ball, who's to say we still won't have it overtime?
They have the 2 timeouts. They can do it. They can get it down in there and score.
That's the second interception by the Falcons. The last one also set up a touchdown by Johnson. Rutgers kickoff. Huckleby at the 2-yard line. Gets it out to the 10, 15, and that's it. Once again, to show you how important this game is to the Green Bay Packers, this is the Central Division standings, including the results of this weekend. Minnesota lost today. They're now 7-6. Detroit played on Thursday. They're 7-6. With a win, the Packers could have been 7-6. As it is, if they lose, they'll move into a tie with Chicago. Frank Lieber along with Dick Vermeil. Welcome to all of you who have been watching the Raiders beat the Giants this afternoon. We're in Atlanta with 1:50 to go. And Atlanta leading Green Bay 41-34. The Packers trying to come back. Dickey to Gary Ellis. Out to the 25 to the 26-yard line. He's got enough for the first down. The Packers have 2 timeouts left. Wide open offensive football game. This is our situation. This is the score and the time left. And the timeouts remaining. The Packers have 2 to go. They led early in this game, 21-0. Atlanta came back, complete to Epps at the 40, 45, up to the 50-yard line. The Packers aren't dead yet.
Epps has world-class speed, too. If he gets up inside those zones, he can put it in. He's already, he's one of 2 people to return one for a punt for a touchdown, Frank. He can run with it.
Dickey has used one of the 2 remaining timeouts for the Green Bay Packers to stop the clock with 1:17 to go. Again, a victory by the Packers would move them into a tie for first place in the NFC Central with Minnesota and Detroit. And, of course, there's quite a race going on for the wild card position. Now, you have to figure that Detroit, or rather Washington and Dallas, one or the other is going to be a wild card team. So, for the second wild card spot, this is what the race looks like. 2 of these clubs will get in as a result of being division champions.
Either the Rams or the 49ers will win the division. Minnesota or Detroit will win the division.
Or Green Bay.
Or Green Bay if they can go ahead and win today. But the one that doesn't win it, one of those teams is going to end up being a wild card team. What a tight race.
And it could involve some other teams. The way this NFC Central race is going, it has turned out wild and woolly. We've seen a great offensive show. Dickey threw the ball well, completed his first 10 passes. James Lofton with 160 yards and pass receptions on the afternoon. And Bart Starr looking on a bit glumly.
Bart's been in enough of these situations himself as a quarterback to not give up. He knows he can win this football game.
Touchdown needed to tie by the Packers. They're at the 50-yard line. First and 10. Lynn Dickey, one of the best in the league, over to Gary Ellis. There's a penalty marker thrown. Ellis is dropped at the 38-yard line. It may be against a holding call here against the defense. Let's see.
I think it was holding. They were holding Ellis up on the line of scrimmage, I think. Yeah, holding on him. See, the nice thing about that, it stops the clock.
Clock is stopped with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go.
Holding, number 50, defense, penalty declined, first down.
We had a miraculous catch with no time left in the first half. 50-yard touchdown pass from Mike Murawski to Stacey Bailey.
That's better than using a timeout, because they made the first down anyway, and they get the clock stopped, saved it some seconds, and now they still have 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go, Frank.
Ball is at the 38-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. Keep in mind, Brett Musburger coming up at the conclusion of the game with scores and highlights, so stay with us. Packers looking for a tying touchdown here. Dickey going with the sideline throw, completes it to Harlan Huckleby. Picked up about 5 to the 32-yard line. So they're nickel and diming it a little bit here.
They are, and it only used 6 seconds. He's just going to go back there. He looks deep for just a second. A nice 7-step drop by the quarterback. Looks deep, turns to his right, flips it outside there, gets the clock stopped. Atlanta may be better off right now getting into some form of man coverage on him because they can't afford to allow him to hit those zones.
Again, a reminder, 60 minutes right after the conclusion of the game, except on the West Coast. You'll see it at its regularly scheduled time. Packers at the 34-yard line have a second down 6. Dickey over the middle, intended for James Lofton, and knocked down at the 15-yard line. Good defensive play by Earl Jones, number 20, who had a key interception in the first half. You know, that set up a touchdown.
Earl Jones has played super football. When you consider, here he is, a second stringer coming in for the first time and really playing the game this year. He has done a heck of a job replacing Bobby Butler at that corner position.
A lot of people here in Atlanta missed a good football game. They've had 25,000 no-shows, crowded attendance around 35,000. They sold almost 60,000 seats. Third down 6. Packers at the 34 have to start worrying about the first down now. 59 seconds left on the clock. They go with the delay. The draw to Gary Ellis. Ellis close to the first down. Looks like he's got it. Near the 25-yard line. It is a first down. Clock continues to move. Packers have to have a touchdown to tie. They trail 41-34. Dickey over the middle, going to Ellis. Out of the 20, fumbles the football into the end zone. It's a race to the ball. If it's a Packer, yes, it's a touchdown. Gary Lewis, number 81, won the race for the football in the end zone. But hold everything. Hold everything. Now this is the rule that comes into play, and we'll get it from Jerry Markwright. Inside the 20, less than 2 minutes to go. You can't score a touchdown.
The ball was fumbled inside 2 minutes. There's a special fumble rule. The fumbler did not recover the ball. It's first down at the spot of the fumble for Green Bay.
Good call.
That goes all the way back to a game when Tommy Prothro was coaching the San Diego Chargers against the Oakland Raiders. Remember that?
Here come the Packers, wasting no time up to the line of scrimmage, which is now the 12-yard line. It is first and goal to go. Clock moving with 20 seconds left to play in the game. Dickey going for the tying touchdown. Tipped. Incomplete at the goal line. And the clock stops with 13 seconds remaining.
2 plays.
Time for 2 plays. Packers have to have the touchdown. That rule, by the way, was put in a game, as I recall, that Jerry Markwright, the official, worked when Ken Stabler fumbled the ball about 30 yards on fourth down
into the end zone.
Shoved it into the end zone, and Dave Casper.
And they beat the Chargers.
Right. And Jerry Markwright was the official in that game.
Hey, I remember because I had worked for Coach Prothro, and he was coaching the Chargers at the time. Coach Bart Starr, he's got a chance for 2 plays right here.
Second down, 10 to go from the 12-yard line. 2 plays left as Green Bay goes for the tie. Pass is caught by Huckleby inside the 5. They're going to spot it at the 4-yard line. It's going to be close for the first down. The clock is run down to 7 seconds.
I wasn't sure he got out of bounds that time, Frank.
Had he not been out of bounds, that would have been the ball game. As it is, Green Bay will get one more shot at it from the 4-yard line. Maybe 2. What do you think?
He'll throw. I think he has to throw twice.
This is third down, so he's got time for the 2 plays. Doesn't have to worry about first downs. Needs a touchdown to tie and send it into overtime. Oh, my. The give is to Ellis. Ellis walks in. They're looking for the pass that handed off to Ellis. He walked in. from 4 yards away with 3 seconds left in the clock as the rain comes down once again in Atlanta.
Is that unbelievable? Can you imagine people stayed home from this football game today? It deserves them right.
So it would appear, assuming a successful extra point attempt by Jan Stenerud, that the Green Bay Packers will go into overtime for the 4th time this year.
Now the winner will probably be the fellow that wins the toss.
Scribner, the punter, is the holder. He's got it. We are tied at 41 with 3 seconds left. Just enough time for the kickoff, and that'll be it.
I tell you, they get ahead today, and he was yesterday.
His hair is turning grayer by the week. And games like this, that'll do it for you. This reminds you a little bit of that Monday night Washington game with the Green Bay Packers, and you get the very definite impression here that the way these two teams have been moving the football on each other, that the coin toss and the overtime becomes all important.
Yes, I know it. What time's your flight out of here, Frank?
I'm not worried anymore.
Great football game. You can talk about those games, with the great defenses and all that, but I think the fans really love to see this kind of football.
Keep in mind the clock doesn't start until the ball is actually fielded. So if he kicks it into the end zone, they're going with a short pooch kick here with just 3 seconds left. And let's see. Well, there's 1 second to go.
No, let's not have another one. What they call it, rocket?
The Big Ben play. Last week, you'll recall, the Falcons won the football game on a desperation 50-yard throw with a couple of seconds left to play. That's the play. They put 3 wide receivers all to one side. They call it the Big Ben. Other people call it the rocket. They send the 3 guys down. 2 of them are instructed to go up and just bat the ball around like volleyball, and the 3rd guy is supposed to make the reception, take the tip, and take it in for the touchdown.
The official game clock should have run out. The game is over.
So, Green Bay Packers.
This is a critical game, for Bart because they're so close in the playoffs. Not so critical for Atlanta. Bart needs this one to remain in the hunt. And actually, Frank, if he wins this, he moves into a first-place 3-way tie, doesn't he?
First-place tie with Minnesota and Detroit.
And it'd be what a miraculous coaching job he and his staff have done to stay this close with all the injuries they've had.
Packers will receive. Mick Luckhurst will kick off. You've got an interesting contrast if it gets down to the field goal kickers, as these overtime games usually do. The 17-year veteran, Jan Stenerud, and the relatively young kicker, Mick Luckhurst, who nevertheless is a very accurate young kicker, despite the fact he's just been in the league 3 years.
Well, you'd have to give the experience edge to Stenerud, but Luckhurst is a real poised guy, and I think he has the ability and the composure to go ahead and win the tight one on a kick if it called upon.
You saw Harlan Huckleby, number 25, who is the deep man for the Green Bay Packers. And here we go. Overtime at Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium with Green Bay and Atlanta tied at 41 apiece. Huckleby at the 3-yard line. Bobbles it. Up to the 10. Dives forward to the 15. And that little bobble probably cost him at least 5.
How many times have you seen the return man bobble a ball, pick it up, and break it? Many times.
Let's see if we were right here, and that the coin toss may have been the most important thing in this overtime period, because those of you who've been with us all the way along, neither team has really stopped the other for any length of time. Huckleby needing some equipment repair.
I'm curious to see if they come out throwing or if they're going to go ahead and mix the running game into their approach here within the 5th quarter.
If you're tuned for 60 minutes, it'll be with us right after the football game, except on the West Coast. First and 10, Packers at the 15, and they count on running the football. Mike Meade, the fullback, on the carry, gets a yard, maybe 2, out to the 16 or 17-yard line. Andrew Province, number 72, in the stop. Again, we'll look at Green Bay's situation, and they have a lot to lose in this one. Should they win, they move into a 3-way tie for first place in the NFC Central with Minnesota, which lost earlier today to New Orleans, and Detroit, which, of course, won big on Thursday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chicago with a win today. Not out of it either at this point. Second down. Still caught a 10 for the first down. A little less than that, actually. Dickey will throw it. Pressure, gets it away to Meade, caught behind the line. Loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line. Buddy Curry, number 50, smelled that one out for the Atlanta Falcons.
They were in a man-to-man coverage underneath, and as you see the running back neat break to his left, you'll see to the left of your screen, number 50, Buddy Curry, following, just tracking him down. So it wasn't a zone. The lineman, see the lineman right there? They couldn't get out in front to make the block. He just followed him, tracked him down like a dog. Buddy Curry.
Dan Henning told us yesterday he's been the outstanding linebacker this year for the Atlanta Falcons. Third down now. The Packers need 16 for the first down with the nose of the football just inside their own 10-yard line. Need a big player. They'll have to punt from the goal line. Dickey trying to float it out to Huckleby, and Huckleby, I believe, was interfered with near the 20-yard line. He made the reception short of the first down. Let's see if that was the case. Bob Glazebrook, number 36, was the defensive back there with him. And we'll get the call from the referee, Jerry Markbride, who has had a very busy afternoon. And most of the flags thus far have gone against the Atlanta Falcons. Both these clubs among the most least penalized in the league. Defensive holding.
Boy, that's a break for Atlanta because, a break for Green Bay. Atlanta was playing man-to-man underneath, and they scrambled out of there, and evidently the defender just hooked the receiver, held on to him.
Holding, number 20, defense, automatic first down.
That's the big thing. That was a 3rd and 16 play, and it gives the Packers a new life with a first down at the 15-yard line.
Let's see if we can find that holding penalty on Earl Jones, number 20, the young player. He's dropping back now. You'll notice that man-to-man coverage is taking away the short receivers. And the protection breaks down. He scrambles out to his right, tries to lay it up there to his right, and evidently the holding took place downfield off the screen right here. Can't see it.
First and 10 for the Packers at their 15-yard line. We're into overtime here in Atlanta. Score tied at 41. James Lofton trying to catch the football. It is incomplete at the 35. Late in the game, Dickey had one picked off by Ken Johnson, who tipped the ball there. And Johnson ran it in for a touchdown to put Atlanta in its only lead of the game.
They run a play-action fake, causing the linebackers to flow strong side. The tight end went underneath him. Now he's trying to hit the curl pattern deep down there, but the underneath coverage by Johnson was super. See number 37 right there. Kenny Johnson did a real nice job. They actually had that side of the formation double covered.
2nd and 10 for the Packers from the 15-yard line. James Jefferson, by the way, or John Jefferson, is not playing because of a hip horner he sustained in the 3rd period. They've got Epps in the slot inside of Lofton. Ellis making the little inside pitch that time from Dickey, and we got a penalty marker down at the 24-yard line.
I can't believe that call. I'd be scared to death to call that anywhere, let alone call that kind of a play down there. It was a good call. It worked. What are they calling?
Jerry Markbright, the referee, indicating the penalty is against the Green Bay Packers.
Didn't they signal the illegal receiver downfield?
I thought that's what he did.
Lineman?
This will move it back inside the 10. He'll mark it at the 8-yard line.
Ineligible receiver downfield on a pass. Number 61, offense, 2nd down.
Sure. That was a forward pass.
Forward pass. It was ruled as a forward pass, which it is because he's flipping it forward. Now watch him come right. Very unusual play. Sprints right there to his left, then puts it right underneath there. You can't see number 61, but there's number 64, Sid Kitson out in front of it.
That goes into the book statistically as a pass completion. From Dickey to Ellis.
I've been coaching a long time. I've never seen that call.
2nd and 17. Packers back on the 8-yard line. Falcons showing blitz, and they showed it a little too strong that time.
Lid Dickey did a real nice job of maintaining his poise and actually drew the pass defenders and their people up there faking the blitz offside.
Defense.
It's John Rady, number 59, rookie linebacker. Atlanta's been playing a good part of this game with as many as 6 defensive starters, first-year men.
It shows. Got 41 points on the board, doesn't it?
Encroachment, number 59, defense, Second down.
That's Rady, the rookie linebacker. Of course, as you say, at this time of the year, there are no more rookies, are there?
Not at this time. After you've played 12, 13 football games in the National Football League, you can't really hide behind the fact that you're playing young players. They've played enough football to know what you're doing.
Second and 12 on the 13-yard line. Of course, we play the full overtime period. It goes into the books as a tie. A lot of time left with 12:58 on the clock. Dickey going to go long over the middle. Intercepted. It's Ken Johnson. Johnson at the 20. 10, 5. Johnson is over. Touchdown. The game's over. What are the odds of a guy picking off 2 and returning them for a touchdown in the space of within 5 minutes?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I've never seen it before. They're in a nickel defense. They're dropping off playing zone. There's a double square in pattern going on downfield. You can't see it. There's a tight end, Lewis, coming across there out of the slot. They bat it up in the air, and here comes a man playing zone, dissects the ball. Off he goes, heading to the end zone. Look at this. There's a block made right there. Here comes Drexler trying to make the play. Here comes Dickey right there. Touchdown. 2 touchdowns and one. He ought to slide in the mud and have the ball right there. Look at him. You think he's happy?
For those of you who joined us late, he did the same thing with 2 minutes left to play in the game on Lynn Dickey.
He tied it up. Now he won it. Now again, you'll see it from the ground level. Looking back here. Here comes the ball out from underneath it. See it? Bats it in the air. There it is. Picked off. Tip drill just like you work on the practice field. He's heading home. The game is over.
Time to go to the house. And they are crying in Green Bay and cheering in Minnesota and Detroit because the Packers have blown a golden opportunity to move into a tie for first place. And the big moments have been few and far between so far.
The kicker is Garcia, the rookie.